Welcome, race fans, to G-Force TV here at Ohsweken Speedway for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. I'm Greg Kellman. With me is Adam Ross, down trackside Clinton Jeffrey, as we get ready for opening ceremonies and what is going to be a huge kickoff to two big nights of racing, Adam.
Normally, Greg, we send it down to Clinton Jeffrey for Case IH track reports. I think tonight we should send it down for Clinton Jeffrey reports, because he has been an octopus today. Arms all over the place, doing lots of different jobs. He's still orchestrating down here and setting things up. And I see what he's done there without the stairs at the flag stand. It's a big long jump for our dancers. So he's going to send them the scenic route, but making things happen down there at the start-finish line. Beautiful night. As we had just mentioned, Mike Gowdy, that 38, I believe the only casualty of that practice session with the NASCAR Pinty series. Looked like the front end was busted up a little bit on that 38 machine, but they've got lots of time to get it right. Clinton Jeffrey, what, my friend, is going on?
Lots of good fun, lots of fans. How you doing? Make some noise if you're camping with us here this week. All right, we appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a good time. We'll get the smoke dancers out here in just a moment. We're going to have a special guest come up and sing a couple anthems for you. And then we'll get the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals underway, along with the crate sprint cars for the Action Sprint Tour, and then we will get back to it.
So those tuning in tonight on G-Force TV, already this afternoon we've seen time trials for the 360 sprint cars. Dylan Westbrook was the quickest overall for that, and those four qualifying heats are set. 37 entries for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. We also saw a half-an-hour practice for the NASCAR Pinty series, which just concluded before we come on the air here. Andrew Ranger was the quickest there.
Not a huge surprise there. Andrew Ranger does a lot of ice racing. Don't know if he still does, but I know he did when he was younger. And I also know we've got a special treat here tonight. And I don't know what order Clinton Jeffrey wants to run that off in, so we will leave this with him as the dancers make their way down to the start-finish line. But for those of you who are new to Ohsweken Speedway, you've probably not seen a pre-race ceremony quite like this, but we do a lot of things a little bit different.
Yeah, we're getting set, and I know Chloe Hill is going to be singing tonight. She's 14 from right here in Six Nations, and she is the daughter of Jason and Celeste Hill, and she's pursuing her passion of singing and songwriting, so she'll be singing tonight. And her only other appearance has been at the Michiana Event Center for the Midwest Draft Horse Classic Show. So a big crowd here tonight for Chloe, and we're looking forward to her singing here this evening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for Chloe Hill? We ask y'all to please rise as we get ready to kick off the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Amazing. Great job, Chloe. Thank you. Toi t'embrasses et portes l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Amazing, Chloe. How old are you? 14-year-old Chloe Hill, ladies and gentlemen. Great job, Chloe. Jay, you ought to be proud of that one. That was beautiful. Now something else beautiful we do here in Six Nations. It's time for our traditional smoke dancers to get the show on the road. Smoke dancers, are you ready? We'll spread it out a bit. I'll get over here and we'll give you the traditional start to the Oswegan events. Here we go. Six Nations smoke dancers, thank you so much. Thank you, Chloe. What a great job. Adam and Greg, we're just about ready to go sprint car racing. They've called up the first qualifying heat race, and we'll be flying here shortly.
How do we follow that up, Adam?
You know,
it's kind of the letdown to us.
But guys, it's one of those things when someone says, hey, can my young daughter sing the anthems? And you're like, yeah, it might be cute. That was amazing.
Very, very well done. And Greg, we follow it up the same way we do every Friday. We have never been afraid to let people down, and dang it, we're not afraid tonight.
It's our specialty here.
Fearless.
Fearless we are, and tonight it's going to be a good one as it's the Burger Barn 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. 37 entries ready to go for $10,000 to win. The second of three this year. Our first was back on July the 1st. So Ryan Turner picked up the win. And since then has left the team he was driving for. Stuart Friesen is driving that car. And I've heard a lot of folks say, oh, I can't wait to see what Stuart Friesen can do in a sprint car. We've already seen it here. He's got his World of Outlaws win right here on Six Nations soil. So it's going to be a big night tonight. Plenty of drivers that could walk home with a check here tonight.
I've seen a lot of pictures, racing pictures in my lifetime, because I used to love Dirt Track and Magazine and the Oswego Speedway Eagle. To this day, my favorite picture is Stuart Friesen crossing the finish line here at Oswego with the World of Outlaws win and the crowd in the background going berserk.
What a night that was, and he is back. He'll drive the Kingpin Farms car, number 52, stylized just like his NASCAR Camping World Truck Series ride, so we'll see him here in just a little bit.
And there were some questions, why the number 52? Why not 44 like he runs in the trucks? But 52 is the Friesen number.
Well, he runs 52 in the trucks. It's 44 on dirt, though.
Right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Man, way to ruin a good story.
To me, I think this is NASCAR week. You want to identify Stuart Friesen with his NASCAR identity, which is that 52, which is obviously the family name as well. But don't worry, I'm here for you.
Which makes me wonder, why the heck does he run 44 on the dirt?
That I'm not sure of. That's the bigger question, to be honest.
We need to change that. It's unacceptable anymore.
Nonetheless, we're ready to go with heat race number 1 for our Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. 10 laps the distance, starting on the pole out of Beachville. Driving car number 5, it'll be DJ Christie. To his outside, out of Scotland, Ontario, the 87X, that is Sean Evans. Going from third from Fenwick in the 14H, that's the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopinen. And starting on his outside, he was quickest in time trials from Scotland, Ontario, the 47X, D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. Starting in 5th out of Harding, Pennsylvania, car number 79, that'll be Jordan Thomas. And alongside him from Hamilton, the 01K, it's Mikey Krutchka. Starting in 7th from Mississauga, Ontario, the 17X, the Highlight Man, Mac DeMann. And going from 8th out of Port Colborne, car number 5D, Jacob Dykstra. Starting in the back row for this one, in the 9th spot, out of St. Williams, Ontario, the 21 of John Burbridge Jr. And rolling off in 10th out of Brantford, car 27 is Paul Ballantyne. So 10 cars, 10 laps here in this first of 4 qualifying heats.
And I'm not sure if Paul Ballantyne made the call for this heat race. He had some damage, had to get towed off the track after his qualifying earlier on. But as I look through the heat races, I mean, we've got quality drivers in all of our heats, but this one has some talent.
Yeah, looking at this one, my early favorite, I think, was Jordan Thomas coming into this one, and he's down there in the 5th starting spot. Of course, Dylan Westbrook, we know his history here. Jim Hoopinen, a former champion here at the Speedway. Mikey Krutchka's got to win this year. It's full from front to back.
And I do have a feeling we'll do that in each and every heat race, point that out. But this one's a little something special out here. And this track has changed a lot. All of those stock cars out here. I had someone saying, aren't you worried that the Pinty's cars are going to destroy the track? They're going to rut it up. Nope. It is going to polish wide and smooth.
So we're ready to go. Coming to the first green flag of the night. First of 4 qualifying heats. DJ Christie. Sean Evans will bring us to the green flag from Dave Hunsinger.
DJ Christie sliding up the racetrack. Sean Evans looks to the outside, but there goes Dylan Westbrook to the bottom. He'll take the lead into turn 3.
Right behind that, Jim Hoopinen worked to the inside. He'll grab away 3rd and now works side by side with Evans, who's fighting back to try and get that spot.
Sean Evans continuing to work the high side of the racetrack. DJ Christie down low. He's keeping pace with Dylan Westbrook right now. Hoopinen still committed to the inside. He'll try to roll around the bottom of Sean Evans off of corner number 4.
Across the stripe another time. 2 and 8 laps left to go. It's all D-dubs over DJ Christie. And then it's Sean Evans back in the 3rd spot. Hoopinen and Thomas completing the top 5. A battle right now is for that 6th spot as it's Jacob Dykstra and Mikey Krutchka wheel to wheel.
6 cars transfer out of this qualifying heat, so that battle for the 6th position, an all-important one. Dylan Westbrook starting to pull away, leaving a 4-car battle for 2nd. DJ Christie holding on to the spot right now, but 3 drivers within striking distance.
So it's Dylan Westbrook out front over DJ Christie. Sean Evans holding down 3rd over Hoopinen and Thomas and Mikey Krutchka right now. That's the top 6. And Sean Evans looking stout on that outside wall, but ran out of room. Here comes Thomas. Well, he had to get on the binders.
I didn't see what happened to Jacob Dykstra to knock him out of the 6th spot.
No, I missed that as well as he's trying to pedal back up and catch up to Mac DeMan and Mikey Krutchka. As right now, Mac at the line had that spot. He pulls ahead of the 01K.
Krutchka loses grip there in turn number 2. Out in front, it's all Dylan Westbrook. DJ Christie has built himself a bit of a cushion over Hoopinen in the 14H.
And right now, the guy that is worried has got to be Sean Evans. He had that little oops off of corner number 2. He let Hoopinen and Thomas go by. Mac DeMan's closing the gap, and Mikey Krutchka not far out. So needs to finish this one strong with 7 on the board and 3 to go.
You know, when there comes a point, you've also got to plan ahead to the B main and just try to maintain your 7th place spot because you don't want to make a mistake and lose that. Sean Evans loses 5th. He's back in the 6th spot under attack now from Mikey Krutchka and Jacob Dykstra.
2 laps left to go for D-Dubs, who is a good set of corners away from DJ Christie in the 2nd spot. The battle is for 3rd. Jordan Thomas looks low on the 14H as they work down the backstretch.
Look at the line Krutchka's running. He is slowing that car down to a crawl on the inside of the corner, looking for the tacky clay. He slid up a little bit in 3 and 4. One more lap. Mikey Krutchka takes over 6th.
What a battle right now is out in front. It's all D-Dubs. Dylan Westbrook, he'll pick up the heat race win. DJ Christie trying to hold on to 2nd, but here comes Jordan Thomas, rips it around the outside for 2nd on DJ Christie. Jim Hoopinen, then it's Mac DeMan, and at the line, Mikey Krutchka pedals his way in.
And wow, Jacob Dykstra makes the pass on Sean Evans.
And this is the case of what we usually see for the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals and how tough these qualifying heats are. Sean Evans had a very solid 3rd place run going on, made one little bobble in corner number 2. It opened up the door. Now he's in the B main.
And I think if I had to give an opinion, and I will, I think he got too married to the outside there, Greg.
Yeah, and you mentioned Mikey Krutchka really found something on the bottom there, and that helped him get by Sean for that final transfer position as heat race number 2 works its way out onto the speedway, starting from the pole from Niagara on the Lake Ontario. Now Sprakers, New York, in car number 52, it's Stuart Friesen. Going from second at Mount Bridges in car number 45, that'll be Nick Sheridan. Back in the second row on the inside from Beamsville, the 88H, Josh Hansen. And starting from fourth, the 2021 Pinty's Knights of Thunder champion from St. Mathieu de Belleville, Quebec, it's car number 28 of Jordan Poirier. Going from fifth out of Brewerton, New York, car number 87, that's racing Jason Barney. And from the 6 spots where we find Tyler Rand from Picton in car 84. Starting in 7th from Oshweek in car number 68, that's Aaron Turkey. And going from 8th is Dale Goslin out of St. Pete, Quebec in the 3G. And going from 9th, Kevin Pauls out of St. Catharines in the 46. So 10 more laps. 9 cars.
9 cars to take the green flag. 6 cars will transfer directly into the A main. Some youth in this one. Nick Sheridan, the 45, the 88 of Josh Hansen. They've had some situations this season. Stuart Friesen out in front, would love to hit the loud pedal and keep himself out in front of this field.
And here we go down into corner number 1. Stuart Friesen, Josh Hansen, 1 and 2. Poirier working that outside line as they head down the backstretch.
To the bottom go the youngsters, Nick Sheridan and Josh Hansen, pinned to the inside. Stuart Friesen a couple lanes up from the bottom in that 52. He pitches the car in sideways, chases it around the corner. Contrary to that, Josh Hansen kind of pointing his car down into the corner, keeping it a little bit square to the racetrack.
Friesen continuing to lead. Josh Hansen trying to work down on that inside line, find some tacky clay down there on lap number 2. He's got a couple of wins already here in 2022, does that 88H.
Great battle for 5th and 6th. Jason Barney in 5th, Tyler Rand in 6th. Just behind them, it's Aaron Turkey in the 68. He's on the outside looking in, but he's up there on the high line trying to make it work.
Oh, close to the wall of the backstretch went Stuart Friesen. That helps Josh Hansen close the gap. He's down to the inside, slides up in front of Friesen. Friesen back down to the bottom.
Hansen clears the 52 of Friesen, then backs it down right to the bottom, and we've got a yellow flag coming out.
Kevin Pauls comes to a stop the high side of corner number 2 and puts us under the caution flag.
Elliott giving a warning to our flagman. Got to be quicker on that yellow. That's right.
Oh.
Black flag, Dave Hunsinger.
Wow, that's some shade.
No respect, no respect.
How long before we get the black flag, Adam? 10:30?
It's over.
Don't forget 50/50 tickets on sale. Sellers going through the stands in the pink shirts, so flag them down to get in on tonight's draw.
So they're going to roll Kevin Pauls back towards the racetrack. I would imagine, because he wants to make that hard left and back onto the back straightaway in the 46 machine. Double file restarts here. Josh Hansen going to choose the inside lane, put Stuart Friesen in the 52 up on the outside. Jordan Poirier in the 28 will start 3rd. Nick Sheridan 4th in the 45. That's Jason Barney in the 87 to restart 5th. Aaron Turkey in the 68 to restart 6th. Look at the wing angle on the 84 of Tyler Rand. He's got that sucker standing up, trying to get some bite to those rear tires.
Back under the green flag, Josh Hansen will head down into corner number 1 as your leader. Here comes Friesen on the outside, closing the gap on the 88H.
Friesen keeping the pressure on Josh Hansen. They immediately pull away just a little bit from the battle for 3rd spot. And at the line, Stuart Friesen takes the lead back.
He's got that Kingpin Farms machine looking strong out in front. Hansen, though, fights back to wheel down the backstretch into quarter number 3. Coming through the corner, Hansen slides up in front of Friesen, and now he'll lead the lap.
In 3rd, all by himself, is Jordan Poirier. 4th on his own is Nick Sheridan. But then we've got 5th, 6th, and 7th still in that battle. Jason Barney with Aaron Turkey on the outside.
Across the line to complete lap number 7. 3 to go for Josh Hansen over Stuart Friesen, Jordan Poirier, Nick Sheridan 4th, and it's 5th Turkey, 6th Barney, and Tyler Rand right there trying to creep up one more spot.
It'll be 2 laps to go this time by. The battle to watch is the one for the 6th spot. Aaron Turkey bobbles in turn number 2. Tyler Rand looks to the inside. Barney looks to the inside. A 3-car pack racing down the front stretch.
Oh, Turkey stuck into the outside of Jason Barney. The two make contact. They still keep going, and somehow Barney holds on to the spot.
And Tyler Rand says, see you later, suckers. I'm taking this transfer spot.
White flag out for leader Josh Hansen, so things really jumbled up. 5th now is Rand, 6th is Barney, 7th Turkey. And then you've got Goslin and Kevin Pauls as the leader comes off the quarter to take the checkered flag.
Josh Hansen going to take the win in this one. Stuart Friesen coming home 2nd, 3rd to Jordan Poirier, 4th to the 45 of Nick Sheridan, and then it's Tyler Rand in 5th with Jason Barney in 6th. Coming home 7th, Dale Goslin in the 3, just sneaks by the 68 of Aaron Turkey. And that makes a difference of 4 starting spots in the B main, so I think Aaron Turkey might have been frustrated there, but he just cost himself 2 rows in the B main of starting position.
Well, he'll have another start at it and a try at it to get into tonight's A main, but like you say, just cost himself a few spots there at the line as we get ready for the 3rd heat of 4 here tonight. And here they come out onto the racetrack. Starting on the pole, he was the winner back on July the 1st in the 16th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. But he's in a new car this time, driving for the Nitro 54 team from Dunnville. Car number 15 is Ryan Turner, starting in 2nd from Cicero, New York. Driving the 10C, that's Paulie Colagiovanni. From the 3rd spot, that's where we find the current point leader here at Oshwegan Speedway on Friday nights. It's Corey Turner from Tilsonburg in car number 13. And alongside him in car number 9 out of Binbrook, it's Liam Martin. Starting in the 5th spot from Warrnambool, Victoria, Australia, car number 20 is Braden Cooley. And from the 6th spot out of Niagara Falls, car 70, Bailey Hurd. Going 7th at Easter Center, car number 11, that's Jamie Turner. And rolling off 8th, that's where we find Jake Brown out of Brantford in the Little Bend, 110. And starting in the 9th and final spot from Waterdown in car 0C, it's Cole McDonald. 9 cars, 10 laps, top 6 transfer to the A main.
I don't know where Cole McDonald lives in Waterdown exactly, but wouldn't it be cool if he had a farm? We could just say Cole McDonald had a farm. The things that cross my mind blow my mind sometimes.
You can't make this up, folks. Every night's like a night on Sesame Street. Here we go, ready to go 3rd, qualifying heat of 4.
Good launch for Ryan Turner on the inside. Colagiovanni trying to get that run, but turn 2 is just no man's land tonight. And speaking of no man's land, I think this could be a Holly Porter kind of racetrack.
1 lap in. There for a second, I thought we were going under the caution flag, but we are still under the green flag. Ryan Turner holding on over Paulie Colagiovanni as they race down into corner number 2.
Ryan Turner comes up off the bottom just a few feet. Colagiovanni has a look to the inside. They have pulled away from Corey Turner, who's holding down the 3rd spot in the Petro Plus number 13. And how about Bailey Hurd?
Yeah, Bailey Hurd right up there mixing it in with Braden Cooley. Here comes Liam Martin. Got a good launch off the 2nd corner. Slow into 3, though, and that allowed Bailey Hurd to keep the spot. Here comes the pass for the lead. Colagiovanni sweeps in front of Turner. Turner back down to the bottom, and he'll take the lead back.
Colagiovanni almost clobbered the wall in turn number 2. He did everything he could successfully. Problem for Ryan Turner, hand waving out the left side of that race car.
And he had problems in the qualifying session, if I'm not mistaken. Wow.
So the winner of the 16th Canadian Sprint Car Nationals earlier this season, Ryan Turner.
And earlier on, he did coast to a stop. They tried getting that car refired, and he couldn't come back out to complete qualifying, and now we see him again.
Well, guys, we're giving you a shot of it here. A ton of oil pouring out the bottom. The motor has gone kaboom here for the Nitro 5415 of Ryan Turner. Tons of oil leaking out of the bottom, and that's going to be a problem for him here, guys.
Yeah.
Ryan, tough break. You were fast, but there's a lot of oil out the bottom of this engine compartment.
Yeah, just let go across the line there. Car was starting to get working. We're starting to get going in this 15 car, so hopefully we can see what we can do, get it fixed, and get back out here.
The winner of the 16th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals is going back to the trailer with a whole bunch of work to do. Let's see if they got a spare bullet in there. We'll let you know. But when they push this car away, you're going to see just how much oil is underneath the bit.
Well, if you're wondering how much oil comes out when you put a hole in the oil pan, it's all of it.
Yeah. We'll give a shot of it as he goes by here.
Pouring out there.
It's really leaking out.
Yeah, when you blow the motor, it comes out the bottom end of it. When it comes out the oil pan, it'll drain the content. Sometimes you'll have an engine blow and it'll come out the sides of the block.
And so a whole bunch of stuff down here. They'll throw some speedy dry on a tough break for the 15 of Ryan Turner. And they'll work to keep him down low out of the groove so we won't put any more oil on, and then they'll just cross the track at the end there.
Who did I see selling a 360 online? Was it Wayne Johnson for $60,000 US?
Yeah, some of these cars, Adam, are 75 grand US in the motor.
So the fun thing about tonight here at Ohsweken Speedway, Clinton, throw it out. You can't put the power to the racetrack tonight anyhow, so it's really going to be the driver with the best car control, with the best setup, and those big dollar engines really aren't a huge factor once we get to this point of the night. In practice, when the track is heavier, it looks great because your number's at the top of the board. But come time to race for the money, you almost have to detune these things to where you can control that horsepower.
So we'll come back to the green flag with 4 on the board, 6 to go. Paulie Colagiovanni and Corey Turner will bring us back under the green flag. Colagiovanni streaks away from Corey Turner in that Petro Plus travel stop number 13. And look at Braden Cooley. He moves up to the 3rd spot.
Braden Cooley figured something out under that yellow. There are some adjustments these drivers can make inside the race car to the top wings. Liam Martin struggling at the back in that number 9 machine, but out in front, Colagiovanni pulling away from Corey Turner in the Burger Barn Petro Plus number 13.
Another guy on the move there, the Little Ben 110. That's Jake Brown out of Brantford. He's pedaling that Hills Tire and Gas. Little Ben 110 up, challenging for that 3rd spot from Braden Cooley as they both run it down along the blocks through 1 and 2.
Jake Brown started deep in this field in the 110, did not have a great qualifying effort. He's going to send it up to the high side of the racetrack, see if he can make any speed there. He does, but he had to bite the brake for Cooley coming across the racetrack. Now he's going to go back to the inside and try that again.
Off of corner 4, this time by, it is 2 laps left to go for Paulie Colagiovanni in the All-Star Performance number 10C. As he goes down through 1 and 2, he's got Corey Turner giving chase. Then it's Jake Brown, Braden Cooley, Bailey Hurd, and Jamie Turner right now the transfer spots. Really shocked to see Liam Martin there on the outside looking in.
It's a tough racetrack for Liam Martin. He likes a hammer down type of a track, and he's struggling here on the slick. Out in front, Colagiovanni pulling down the back straightaway for the final time. He'll work through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air from Dave Hunsinger. Colagiovanni going to take the win in this one. Corey Turner 2nd. 3rd to Jake Brown. 4th to Braden Cooley. 5th to Bailey Hurd. And 6th to Jamie Turner. I think both those drivers will be pretty pumped up that they transferred straight into the A main from their qualifying heat. But Liam Martin, he's got some work to do.
Well, 3 in the books and 1 to go for qualifying heats for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 sprint cars here in the Burger Barn 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. Of course, the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's here as well tonight, and they will run their qualifying heats after this next heat race for the 360s. We also have tonight B mains for these 2 divisions. the Knights of Thunder pole dash, and then we'll have another NASCAR Pinty Series Hot Lap Challenge, 30 minutes there, and that session there is sponsored by our good friends at Quick Wick Fire Starter. They're right behind the grandstand. Stop over there and say hi to the folks from Quick Wick. And right now, Adam, I was thinking earlier on, a lot of people have brought us stuff to the tower. Did you notice Quick Wick didn't? That's probably a good idea with you and I. We'd be roasting marshmallows and burning it down.
No doubt. Hey, before you do the lineup for this heat race, real quickly, TJ Robinson, special shout out. Thanks for watching us pretty much every time we're on the air. We appreciate you, bud.
Here we go. Starting lineup looks like this on the pole out of Dorchester. Car number 1, that's Holly Porter. On her outside for Brantford. Car number 10, downtown, Mitch Brown. Going from the 3rd spot out of Tonawanda, New York in the 7NY, it's Matt Farnham. And to his outside, the boss, who hails from over in corner number 2. It's the Oshwegan Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car 0. Starting 5th out of Grimsby, the number 90, that's Travis Cunningham. And to his outside, it's Todd Hoddick in the 94. He's from Cheektowaga, New York. Starting in 7th out of Burlington, the 46C, that's Ryan Conium. And from Grand Prairie, Alberta, in car number 24, Ben Siliker starts 8th and going 9th, but looks like he's not going to make the call. It was scheduled to be Dave McKnight Jr. from Brampton. Obviously, with the flip earlier on, he won't make the call, but the green flag is out, and here they go into 1.
Glenn Stiers up on the high side, gingerly working the throttle, make his way forward. It's Mitch Brown out in front. Holly Turner missed the bottom in 1 and 2, and she's dropping like a stone in that one machine. Ryan Conium, however, is heading in the right direction.
I'll tell you what, if there's a track where there's any tack on the bottom, and a track like tonight, this could be a Mitch Brown track. We call him Downtown Mitch Brown for that reason. He can get it done in any groove of the track, but he is really smooth and steady, hits his marks on that bottom side.
Well, now that Holly's back on the inside of the racetrack, she's making some better progress, but out in front, it's all Mitch Brown with Glenn Stiers committed to the high groove in that 0 machine. That's a tough way to go. We've seen in earlier heats.
Matt Farnham takes over the 2nd spot. He gets by Glenn Stiers on lap number 3. To put Stiers back to 3rd, Conium 4th, 5th is Porter, and then it's Todd Hoddick right now holding down that last transfer spot. He'll make the charge on Holly Porter.
Yeah, Holly Porter came up off the bottom of the racetrack, and that's not the place to be right now. Even Glenn Stiers headed down to the bottom as Matt Farnham challenges Mitch Brown for the top spot.
And he rolls that bottom, and he'll stick the nose down to the inside of downtown Mitch Brown. And Matt Farnham takes over the lead in the 7NY through corner number 4, cover the cross flags.
Brown not going to roll over. He works the outside in turns 1 and 2. Farnham down on the bottom. Stiers on the bottom. Ryan Conium running in the 4th spot towards the bottom of the track and lets the car drift up just a little bit.
So Stiers way off the track up in 3 and 4. He'll scoot back on just in front of Ryan Conium. Out in front, it's all Matt Farnham over Mitch Brown. Then this battle for 3rd between Stiers and Conium. Porter and Hoddick continue at it as well.
Travis Cunningham sliding back in that 90 machine. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to go up there and make himself a factor. He's good on corner entry, but it just looks like he's losing a little bit through the center.
Off of corner number 4, 2 laps left to go for Tonawanda, New York's Matt Farnham in the 7NY. Mitch Brown right behind him. Stiers holding on to 3rd over Conium, Hoddick, and then Porter, but Cunningham's inching a little bit closer to that GSR number 1.
He's rolling the car so much deeper into the turn. Watch him get into turn 3. He's going to get a good run down the backstretch. He's down in the bite. Watch him close that gap on the number 1 of Holly Porter, but she's been pretty steady. Out in front, though, it is all Matt Farnham in the 7NY. Checkered flag in the air from Dave Hunsinger. Farnham takes the win. Look at Travis Cunningham working the high side. Mitch Brown to 2nd. 3rd, side by side. They battle to the stripe. Stiers going to take 3rd. Ryan Conium 4th. Hoddick in 5th. Holly Porter in 6th. Failing to make the transfer was Travis Cunningham. Ben Siliker.
Boy, Travis Cunningham was inching closer and closer, and I just ran out of time there, so he'll go to the B main tonight. But good job. Matt Farnham picks up the win over Mitch Brown. Glenn Stiers ekes it out over Ryan Conium for the 3rd position. Todd Hoddick will also transfer, as well as Holly Porter. So that concludes qualifying for the 360 Sprint Cars, as now we head to the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's.
I'll give you the starting lineups for these crate sprints. On the pole for heat race number 1 out of 6 nations, the number 20 is Johnny Miller, the Iceman. Johnny Miller. On the outside of the first row out of Brighton, the 39 is Jonah Mutton. Row number 2 on the inside, he's had some good runs this season out of Wainfleet. The BS39 is Brett Stratford. And starting in 4th from Oshwegan, the 99 is Joshua Hill. Starting in the 5th spot in the 29W from Woodstock, Tyler Ward. And starting 6th in the 94 from Rockwood, it's Ryan Fraser. Starting 7th from Listowel, the 97 is Sheldon Bender. And starting 8th, he was quick here last Friday night. From London, the 7W is Caleb Wood. If you haven't watched these cars before, watch this driver. It'll be highlights all night long. From Brantford, the 49L is Lucas Smith. And rounding out this starting grid, starting off 10th from Hagersville, the 14T is Noel Teal.
Here we go. First qualifying heat of the night for the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's. 8 laps the distance.
Wow, Joshua Hill rolling the center in that white number 99. A good start for Hill. Out in front, it's the Iceman Johnny Miller.
Around the outside, Jonah Mutton will lead the lap. Been very impressed with Jonah Mutton. He comes into this territory not running on a regular basis, but has been very good here at Oshwegan and as well in the Golden Horseshoe.
Lucas Smith in that 49L is back there in the 7th spot, struggling to make progress. He's a hammer-down kind of driver, and this is not a hammer-down racetrack here tonight. Whoa! Contact between our race leader, Johnny Miller, and the 39 of Jonah Mutton. That could have been a whole lot worse as they get things sorted out. Brett Stratford on the attack. He's looking for the 2nd spot.
Lucas Smith right now just below Caleb Wood to the outside of the 94 of Ryan Fraser, as that 49L is doing exactly what we figured. This is not a track where you can build up a whole lot of speed, but he's still dicing his way through the field.
There's no hesitation in the game of Lucas Smith. He makes his decision in a split second and goes for it. But Johnny Miller, how about this run out of the number 20 Oshwegan Speedway sponsored entry, keeping the lead in this one. He's had some struggles this season, but he looks great tonight, holding off a pair of 39s in Jonah Mutton and Brett Stratford.
Yeah, this has got to feel good for Johnny Miller and his dad John and that entire team. He is out in front. Brett Stratford now moves into the 2nd spot. Jonah Mutton tries to get it back as he works down to the inside off of corner number 2. Mutton back to spot 2. Meanwhile, it's Lucas Smith and Josh Hill continuing to go at it. Smith on the outside line.
Smith up high, but Josh Hill giving that 99 a great ride as we've got 2 laps to go. Out in front, Johnny Miller continues to lead, but here comes Brett Stratford to the outside.
Down the backstretch into corner 3 they go. Miller on the bottom, Stratford on the outside. Mutton's right there behind them. This time by the white flag comes out at the line. Miller leads the lap.
Miller leads by a nose over Brett Stratford in the 39. They race through 1 and 2. Lucas Smith is coming, but he's going to run out of laps. Who's it going to be, Greg Callan?
I don't know. The scoring pylon said Stratford led the last lap. We'll see what happens this time by. He'll work it on the outside line. Miller at the line. No, Stratford gets it over Johnny Miller. Jonah Mutton 3rd, then it's Lucas Smith 4th. 5th goes to Ryan Fraser, then it's Josh Hill, Caleb Wood, Sheldon Bender, and Tyler Ward. Noel Teal completes the running order. Where did Lucas Smith start?
Dead last. Ninth.
Up to 4th. On this track, that's an impressive run for Lucas Smith.
Oh, it really is. And of course, with this luck of the draw format, there'll be passing points involved. So we're running our traditional Friday night program for the Action Sprint Tour, I believe, are we not, Greg? Where they draw for starting spots, so it's got to be a passing point situation. The Sprint Car Nationals, of course, is time trial, so it's run a little bit differently. But no time to talk about that. Let's talk about heat race number 2 and how they're going to line up. On the pole from Font Hill in the 08, it's Stephen Beckett. Alongside him from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Starting third in the 2M out of Georgetown, it's Steve Murdoch. Starting fourth from Thamesford, the 7 is Eric Gledhill. Starting fifth from Kitchener, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Starting sixth from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. Starting seventh out of Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. Starting eighth in the 71 from St. Catharines, it's Mike Bowman. Starting ninth, he's one of our double-duty drivers here tonight. He's running crate sprints and 360 sprints. He's out of Port Colborne. The 5D is Jacob Dykstra. And rounding out the field from Brantford, the 69K is Ken Hamilton.
White flag being displayed, and we'll come right back to the green flag in our second qualifying heat here tonight for the Action Sprint Tour. I didn't get any lineups for them tonight, Adam. 3 or 4? 4, I assume. Heats tonight?
4 heats. Maybe they wanted you to take the hint.
I guess.
Maybe I got 2 sets. I'll sell you one.
Oh, you're hogging.
No. Oh, there they are.
Oh, look at that. Thanks, bud.
Listen, I had what I needed.
Yeah.
Don't blame me for your poor preparation.
Here we go. Green flag is out. Beckett will lead them down into corner number 1.
Everybody battling for the bottom, but not Steve Murdoch or Keegan Baker. They're wound up on the high side. Murdoch looking for the lead from Stephen Beckett, but Beckett looks pretty good to lead lap number 1 as he streaks off at turn number 4.
Beckett, Murdoch, and Gledhill right now the top 3 with Keegan Baker back there. Murdoch looks upstairs as the car just drifts out to the wall, and he catches the wall. And down in front of Erskine and Bowman.
Yeah, wow. What a good job by these competitors.
Oh, look at that. Left front rolled completely over for Murdoch.
Yeah, the front axle collapsed on that 2 machine, and Lance Erskine doing a nice job. Our Mighty Wipes Moment of the Night candidate, Lance Erskine. Some of those memories just won't wipe away, Greg.
You got to think the brakes tonight are almost useless as well, and Lance got on those binders, and
sometimes
something got bound up, but it wasn't the brakes.
Yeah, sometimes you use the brake pedal, but that pucker factor, it slows you down even quicker. Let's have a look at the replay on GeForce TV. If you've got a smartphone here, there's not a great place to hit the wall, but that's the worst. Right at the end there at turn 2, and oh my goodness. Great job by the competitor. So folks, if you've got a smartphone here, Clinton Jeffrey, take it away. We'll walk them through it after.
Stephen, are you okay? That was a pretty wild ride. Your axles tore out, but you made it through without getting punted.
Yeah, I just kind of got up into the wall there. It was a little slipperier than I thought.
Newcomer here to the dirt out of the Can-Am TQ Midgets. Murdoch gonna get this one fixed. They should be able to get this one fixed, guys. A lot of bolt-on stuff here, and they may be able to get this one back together.
Now watch the left side when it comes down. He hits the right side, breaks it, and the left side folds over. He had no control in the front end of the car, and now watch Travis Hofstetter right there. Oh.
Once either side of the front end collapses, it all collapses. Clint, just like on the weekend, and I thought it was just Sunset Speedway, but same here, having a hard time hearing when you cue your microphone. Usually it clicks in our ears.
I'll make sure to cough in your face a bit before I let you know I'm here. No, you should be able to hear it. I'll send you a signal. We'll get in. But hey, it's a bit slick out here tonight, you know. But I think this is going to be one of those nights when the traditional Schweik clay comes back to life.
Well, like we say, it's, you know, you can have a heavy racetrack. If you don't want to watch passing, that'll be fine. They all put their foot to the floor and drive around the top of the track, and they're really fast. On a slick track like this, you got to drive these things. You got to work the gas pedal, or the throttle, work the brake pedal.
50-50 at $1,618 so far. And we also have a credit card that's been found. It's down to the main gate admission. Obviously, you'll have to let us know at least some of the digits on that credit card or show proof of your name on that credit card. but it's down at the front gate if you've lost your credit card. Announce staff gets first dibs at the end of the night, though, so keg on us.
Don't even go there, Greg Calvin. You know that's a sore spot.
You still need my help, Greg? Here we go. Gledhill on the bottom, working to the inside, trying to find the line down on the Beckett 08. Another one right up to the wall, and that's the Dykstra 5D, guys.
Greg's walking the dog, Clinton, so I might lean on you a little bit here.
It's all right. He sent me a message. 08 to Beckett running the bottom, but Gledhill, Adam, this kid has run very good after coming out of nowhere. Never raced anything, and he's running very well here weekly in that 7 car.
Mike Bowman really finding the spots out there in that 71 machine. He moves his way up to the 3rd spot. Lance Erskine trying to follow him through and pass a pretty stout Jacob Dykstra in the 5D. Dykstra trying to close the door on Erskine. No thank you. He drives it through the bottom.
You know, some of these modified former guys like Friesen or Bowman or Farnham, these are the tracks they deal with week in and week out, a lot of the places in New York, so we expect them to do very well and handle this slick track here tonight. This is very dry.
It is so, but once the dust blew off at Clinton, it's not real dusty. Visibility, not a problem, so I'm happy.
No, what we're getting is what we call the high shine now, where it gets hard packed and then it gets polished, and that puts on some amazing racing. Still very dry on the very extreme bottom and the extreme outside, but through the middle we're going to have a great groove to work with this evening.
Mike Bowman closing the gap on our race leaders. Beckett leads the way over Gledhill, but here comes Bowman with the white flag in the air.
Bowman to the inside, trying to make the run on the Gledhill 7. Pulls right up on the rear tail tank. Beckett, another guy who's run these cars for a while and run very good in the new livery here. The black, yellow, and red we're getting used to, but it's working good. Gledhill not going to make it work. It'll be Stephen Beckett, Eric Gledhill, Mike Bowman, then Jacob Dykstra, Lance Erskine, and we get down to Rob Neely, Baker, Hofstetter, and Hamilton.
That's how they'll finish heat race number 2. Good hard racing. Thinking back to that Steve Murdoch crash, hopefully it didn't bend the rear end in that thing, Clinton. Those are that'd be an expensive mishap, but it was a pretty significant hit up there in turn 2.
Yeah, the front end was the visible damage, but you're right, Adam. Anytime you can put these lightweight parts off the backstretch concrete, that we actually got done for the Pinty's cars, and it's been a huge improvement here for us weekly and week out. But Adam, look at how many guys have put marks on this wall. It didn't take long to put their signature all over it.
How dare they?
It was so pretty in May, and now it looks like it's beat up.
The place still looks pretty darn good. A beautiful Six Nations sunset there over the trees. The sun's not in our eyes anymore. You'll see this place is as well lit as any racetrack you're going to visit. But heat race number 3 is on the racetrack now. On the pole from St. Thomas in the 4, it's Jesse Costa. Alongside him, the professor from Waterloo, the 19D, is Matt Downey. Row 2 on the inside, the MK8 from Ohsweken is Matt Hill, and to his outside from Thamesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. Starting 5th from Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Starting 6th from Ohsweken, the 77E is Ashton Van Every. Starting 7th from Port Colborne, the 16R is Seth Roy. Starting 8th from Sydenham, Ontario, the 9 is Luke Stewart. And starting 9th from Pierreville, Quebec, the 19 is Matthew Bardier.
Yeah, Matthew Bardier running very good. He comes in tonight, I believe, 2nd in points here. He's the point leader at Brockville, been running very good. We've seen him run excellent at Humberstone as this series got underway back in June. And we'll see how it goes. Coming to the white flag, or the chalk line, I should say, as we get set to go this time. Another 8-lap qualifier for the Action Sprint Tour, presented by Pinty's for the Crate Sprint Cars.
No time for these drivers to waste. Jesse Costa down low in the 4, the 19D of Alan Downey up high. Green flag is out. on heat race number 3.
Costa to the bottom, and they all accordion in. A bit of humping and checking going on there as they bump off each other into one. 3 wide down the back straightaway, 2 rows deep.
Gaggle of cars working through 3 and 4. The top 3 have sort of broken away out there. Jesse Costa, Alan Downey, and I take that back. The 19 machine of Matthew Bardier.
Past 5 cars out of turn number 4. That 19, this is only his second time here, I think. And look at him run.
Man, he picked a great line. He had a clear racetrack, and he made it work. He takes that 3rd position out in front. Alan Downey putting the pressure on Jesse Costa. Costa sticking to the inside. Downey not going all the way to the high side of the track, just a little bit higher than the 4 of Costa.
Costa on the bottom, straight into the turn. Alan Downey, though, with the power up on the outside. He'll make it move through the middle, where that's where the most bite is now, Adam. Strangely enough, top and bottom are burnt off. Lots of good clay in the middle.
What a beautiful pass by Alan Downey in the 19. They are pulling away from Bardier and Adrian Staley. Behind them, Seth Roy all by himself in the 5th spot. Then the battle is on for 6th.
Working back there around 6. It is the 9 car trying to hold off the Matt Hill and the Ashton Van Every 77. Jesse Costa winds it up on the top and points it to the outside of the Downey 19.
We've seen Costa make some great moves on the high side of the racetrack this year. He'll sweep around Downey to hold the lead on lap 5.
2 of the veterans here in the division putting on a great race tonight. As it right up to the top where he's most comfortable is that 4 Leach powered machine for Oakwood Transport and Jesse Costa. But on the bottom, the Velocity 19E of Downey trying to find the grip, but he loses it big time there out of a 2 to go.
Yeah, Alan Downey was making good ground around the middle of the racetrack, but Jesse Costa found something on the high side that worked for him, and he's starting to drive away in this one from the 19, leaving him in the 2nd spot.
Costa right up on the rim, working it out now as Downey still trying to make the bottom stick. White flag out, Barjay a long way back in position 3. Staley, solid run for him in 4th as the leader right up to the fence again in turn 2.
Down in 3 and 4 for the final time goes Jesse Costa. He'll work about 3/4 of the way up the racetrack. Checkered flag to the 4 of Costa. Then it's Alan Downey coming home 2nd. Bardier going to take home 3rd. Staley in 4th. Roy 5th. Stewart finishes 6th. Hill edges out the 77E of Ashton Van Every for 7th. And Ashton Van Every ran his fastest lap of the race on that very final lap.
So that'll wrap up qualifying heat race number 3. 1 more to go here for the Action Sprint Tour, powered by Pinty's.
Here's how the lineup. Clinton on the pole from Mosley, the 3S. This car visited Victory Lane last Friday with Mac Demand behind the wheel. Tonight, Austin Rose takes the reins once again. Starting in 2nd from Oshweek in the 77T is Tyler Paulus. Starting 3rd from the 5C from Waterdown is Connor Mahoney. And starting 4th from Port Perry, the 4B is Daryl Peltier. Starting 5th, he took a wild ride here last Friday night. Said he was pretty sore the next day at a Freelton. The 12 Double D is Darren Dryden. And starting 6th from Brockville, the 52 is Matt Billings. Starting 7th from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Starting 8th from Oshweekin, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. And welcome back to this driver who suffered a broken arm in an accident early this year. The 85C from Ridgeway, it's Cam McKinnon. One to go this time at the stripe. We'll let them loose next time by in turn number 4. Clint, what does it do for your confidence when you step out of the driver's seat to put in a replacement driver for a night and that driver goes to Victory Lane?
I think it puts a lot of extra pressure on Austin Rose. He knows he's got a fast car. McDeman proved that it can be the best in the field. But this young Austin Rose coming out of micro sprints has shown us that he can get it done as well. Adam, they've got a great car prepared by Nathan Ackland Racing. And let's see if he can do what his teammate was able to do in the same ride on Friday, as Austin Rose will get ready to go here with the Palace 77T on the outside. 4-barrel Darrell up top and the Mahoney 5 on the bottom. Into 1 goes Rose. Look at Daryl Pelche who swing to the outside. So does Crow in the 9 around 3 of them on the top of 2.
Giddy up, Brian Nanakoke in that 9C can add a Fuels car. He does the same thing down in 3 and 4. Settles the car into the entry of the corner and then hammers hammer down all through the middle.
Daryl Pelche, another one only coming up to Ohsweken for the first time this season, and he'll make a move to the outside of Austin Rose. Rose, of course, a rookie here in this division at the Speedway. Raced a bit in the past couple seasons, but trying to figure it out. How about Daryl Pelche to the inside of Rose? Oh, they get together!
Oh, couldn't quite save it. Let's see, 360 keeps it going. We're still under green.
Doug says, live it, we're going. We stay under green. What a bit of driving by these drivers to stay off the 4B. And how about Pelche to get it done? Here comes Darren Dryden, arguably one of the fastest drivers in the division. 4 feature wins on the year, but totally wrecked his machine on Friday. Looking for redemption here tonight.
Austin Rose slammed the door on Daryl Pelche. He was there, but tried to back out of it. Couldn't quite get out of that hole. He's back in the 5th spot as we're halfway through this qualifying heat, and Darren Dryden is closing in to make his challenge for the lead.
Austin Rose off the turn number 2 in the middle. Dryden right in his tire tracks to Billing 52, hanging in there as well.
Off of turn number 4, Rose continues to lead. Darren Dryden working right up to the outside wall. Rose keeping himself to the bottom of the racetrack. Dryden going to try to sweep around to the high side. Dryden edges out in front on the backstretch.
Rose pushing hard on the bottom. Dryden able to crest the nose and get down low. Opens up the bottom, but a bit of seesaw action on the wheel for Rose. I think going to pay off, and Dryden will drive away with 3 to go. 2 coming next time. I apologize.
Dryden leading the way, Rose in second, but Matt Billings putting the pressure on now. The top 3 have half the straightaway over Daryl Pelche, but I'm sure he's pretty content to run in the 4th spot the way his race started. White flag is out. Billings takes over the 2nd spot.
All alone up front, it is the Dryden 12 Double D. Comes around one final time, picked up a handful of feature wins. Well, 4 anyways, looking for the 5th one tonight. Checkers down, Dryden. Billings will be the top 2. Rose will fade back to 3rd. Great recovery for Pelche to come across in 4th. Then you got Nanaco's Powell's 5th and 6th. Cole McDonald, Mahoney in the 5. Oh, around there goes the Palace. Mahoney, Young.
It's just too much fun to say Cole McDonald.
Had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
We've got to give a shout out to Jordan Hill and Haley and their newborn baby. They just sent me a picture from the hospital where they're curled up eating some Taco Bell and watching the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals presented by Burger Barn. Said they wish they could be here, but the baby had different plans, and congratulations on the birth of their new and healthy baby girl.
A couple kids that met here in the pits at Ohsweken Speedway. Making us new fans already. That's awesome.
That's it. Keep them coming. Yeah, a little bit of contact there between Pelche and Rose, and great job, Brian Nanacoke, Matt Billings, to avoid making that a bigger pileup than it was.
360 B Main getting ready to come out. Their last chance to qualify for the $10,000 Burger Barn presented 16th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals here tonight, and this track is going to come around nice. It'll polish up now that we've got the dust off. It's glazed over a bit, and you're going to see a bit of a different surface here tonight. So the 360 is getting ready to come out. Then we'll have the last qualifier for the crate sprints that we just saw. Then a pole dash for the starting top few positions in tonight's 360 feature. Then we'll be back to Pinty's qualifying, and 2 more features to take us home.
What if we're not going home?
To take us camping.
You got it. Hey, Greg, were you done for the night? Was that you storming out?
I'm back.
Oh, I thought he left to the ice cream machine and wasn't coming back till it was empty.
That's the best part about the washroom being so far away. The listeners get to know our bladder schedules here.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're next, Adam.
We remember when we were young and we just came up here at the start of the night, and when the night was done, we left. That's a good time for boxers or briefs. Depends.
Depends. They're looking better all the time, I'm going to admit here. All right, here we go. B-Man, last chance qualifier for the 360 sprint starting from the pole out of Port Colborne. In car number 5D, that's Jacob Dykstra to his outside from St. Pete, Quebec to 3G, Dale Goslin. Going from 3rd, it's Travis Cunningham. He's from Grimsby in the 90. And to the outside, starting in the 4th spot, it's Liam Martin out of Binbrook in car number 9. Going from 5th out of Grand Prairie, Alberta, the 24, Ben Siliker, and alongside him out of Oshweek in the 68, Aaron Turkey. Starting in 7th from St. Williams, the 21, John Burbridge Jr. And going from 8th out of Waterdown in the 0C, Cole McDonald. And no, he doesn't have a farm.
You don't know that.
Well, he could. We're not sure. Starting 9th from St. Catharines in the 46, that's Kevin Pauls. I'll never read that name again. The same, Adam, thanks. Starting from 10th from Scotland, the 87X, that's Sean Evans. And scheduled to go in the 11th spot was Ryan Turner, obviously with the blown motor. Dave McKnight Jr. Was also scheduled to make the call. I don't see him after his flip earlier. And Paul Ballantyne, who also had problems in hot laps this afternoon. He was scheduled to go 13th, and he will not make the call. So 10 cars, and did Doug tell you how many?
12 laps, 6 transfer.
6
That
transfer.
seems like a lot. Did we start 30 cars?
Yes, we do.
Holy moly.
There'll be lots of room out there tonight, though, for this A main event as we come to the green flag in the last chance qualifier. 6 more to punch their tickets into the A main.
Travis Cunningham clips the concrete on the inside, trying to keep that car as close to the bottom as he can. Liam Martin hard on the loud pedal, but that's just not helping him tonight. He slides up the racetrack, snuck 3 wide racing through 3 and 4.
And Turkey will take the spot away. He'll be up to the 3rd position. And here he comes around the outside of Dale Goslin, trying to get the run off of corner number 2. He'll take the spot halfway down the backstretch.
Look at the battle further back towards that 6th position. John Burbridge Jr. just sailed it down into turn number 1 the last lap and had to drop the anchor to avoid Ben Siliker. But remember, 6 cars transfer, and this is a good paying race. Even last place pays good money, Greg.
Yeah, $1,000, I believe, is normally the last place paying money in the A main. So here we go. Who's going to get that 6th spot? It's long from over. 3 on the board, 9 to go.
Jacob Dykstra leaving no doubt in this one. He started up front. He's driving away up front. Aaron Turkey had to make those passes. We mentioned he would have been right close to the front of the pack if he hadn't given up that 1 spot at the line. Didn't seem to slow him down. He's up to that 2nd position with Gosselin 3rd, Travis Cunningham holding down 4th. But we've watched him make mistakes when he drives that close to the inside wall. He's clipped the concrete a couple of times. He might have a flat left front tire as it is.
Pulls it off of corner 4. I think you're right. It looks soft on the 90 as Liam Martin works to the outside of him. 5 on the board.
So Travis Cunningham going to spend the next 7 laps cursing himself behind the wheel of that 90 machine. But so far, he's holding up out there and hanging on to a transfer position.
He's got that last spot right now. If Sean Evans works around him, well, actually he's in the 5th spot on that lap, and now Evans will work by him, but skate way up the banking. Travis Cunningham's got a good distance between himself and John Burbridge, that 7th place runner.
If he gets into his rhythm, he's got to learn what the car is doing differently with a flat left front, because once you get on the throttle, it won't be a problem. Cole McDonald heading down to the infield. It looks like his night is over a little bit early, but John Burbridge Jr., he's got to smell blood in the water.
4 laps left to go for leader Jacob Dykstra over Aaron Turkey. Then it's Dale Goslin in the 3rd spot. Liam Martin works in the 4th position. Sean Evans 5th. And Travis Cunningham nursing 6th, and he hits the wall. John Burbridge will go around. And with 3 laps left to go, the caution flag comes out for Travis Cunningham.
He was getting pretty fancy down there on the bottom, trying to cut it so close.
And look at the rim on that machine, all bent up. It's Travis Cunningham's night.
If I'm Travis, I'm staying on the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean,
for $1,000
exactly.
to take the green flag, you got to do.
Yeah,
you got to try.
4 laps left.
Clinton Jeffrey is on the scene. We'll wait to hear what his report is. Travis Cunningham chatting with him now. It looks like they might be trying to hook him from the front.
Well, he wants his 2 minutes in the work area, guys, and that's the beauty of this being a B main here. He will be able to get it. Travis, you're going to take your time in the B main. Tough rate. Can you get this one fixed?
Yeah, idiot driver just clipped the inside wall, flattened his tire, so hopefully they can get it changed and get back up there.
All right, they're here from the veteran Travis, the idiot driver. He's talking about himself, guys. I mean, you can see the rim bent up there on the stream. I'm not sure if you're picking it up, but yeah, there's where it clipped, guys, real bad, and tore up that rim and tire, but he will get 2 minutes to get it fixed in the work area.
Yep, and he ran on it, Clinton, flat for a good 5-6 laps. That would have been tough to ride on. When it's not round anymore, it's going to be a struggle. It should be fairly easy to fix for the crew back there.
You know, you're not wrong, Adam. If you knocked it just off the bead and didn't bend the rim like that, it probably wouldn't be so bad, but that's like driving on a left side egg.
So, back he goes to the work area. Once he gets to the work area, he's got 2 minutes for his crew to perform that service. Heck, with the Pinty series here, he's got a lot of old friends back there in the pits that might lend a hand. Now, where is the work area for the next 2 nights for the sprint cars, Clint?
Oh, they have the NASCAR up on the runway, so they'll be working right here by the tech barn, and we'll try and give you some images.
There you go. So because they've put all the NASCAR haulers on the main drag of the pits, where they put the usually called Millionaires Row on a Friday night. So all the NASCAR haulers are there. So that's, I think, closed off to the sprint car teams. They've got to run a bigger loop to do their work and get back to the track. But if they designate some space, Greg, back there by the tech barn, there is room to work.
Millionaires Row. What do they call our booth? There's got to be a name.
Corn Dog Alley. Tonight it's a buffet.
I was just going to say Golden Corral tonight.
Yeah, we've been treated well. So thanks so much to the Burger Barn. I mean, we've got a lot of great partners at the racetrack and great sponsors and great advertisers, but they don't all feed us. How much do you look forward to Burger Barn night?
Oh, it's on the calendar.
And as I say, tomorrow morning we'll wake up. Our camper is parked. Well, Dave's camper is parked back there by the woods. We'll wake up and we'll saunter over to the Burger Barn and have a great breakfast. Folks, if you go, make sure you wear pants that you can loosen. Wear something with a drawstring.
And bring a bungee cord.
We're getting a look. I think Jackson might have passed out back there. So from the ground up of the Travis Cunningham number 90 as work continues. What do we call the booth?
I think that's for our live stream to come up with a folks in the YouTube chat.
What was that cartoon on CBC with the raccoons?
I think wasn't it called Raccoons?
Good God. Well, there's publicly funded entertainment for you. Like someone sat around a boardroom one night and, what do we want to call this show? Creative wonder.
Jeff McCoy says call it the outhouse. No, it's not. We're a long ways from an outhouse. Although a couple of weeks ago you could have called it that.
Can confirm. Room of fools. So the white flag being displayed. Clinton Jeffrey. Where is Travis Cunningham?
Or Travis Cunningham. Where's Clinton Jeffrey?
Yes.
I think we've lost him in the Comedy Central, says Fran. Well, looks like we may be going without Travis Cunningham. What a shame. I was hoping to. Oh, no.
I see a push vehicle just firing back towards the warm-up track. If he does rejoin the field, it's going to be a Dukes of Hazzard moment.
I was just thinking that.
He had a front bend axle, guys. I think they did a bit too much work, and he's not going to make the call.
Shame for Travis Cunningham. It was in that final transfer spot back into the green flag, but good news for John Burbridge Jr. Now he's in the transfer spot. Remember back in July he got in as well. Big payday for a team like that.
For sure, and he doesn't want sixth. He works his way up to fifth, past Sean Evans in the 87X. And out in front, Aaron Turkey to the lead over Jacob Dykstra.
Aaron Turkey doing double duty here this week. He's also in the number 99 NASCAR Pinty Series ride, and he is looking pretty out on top with 2 laps left to go here in the B main over Jacob Dykstra and Liam Martin.
2 more times around. Aaron Turkey holding the pretty wheel up there as Sean Evans trying to make a move on Gosselin, and here comes Kevin Pauls in the 46 machine.
Couple of feel-good stories here, whether it's John Burbridge or Kevin Pauls gets in. Look at Pauls working the outside line, giving the white flag.
Kevin Pauls pulling out all the stops, the battle for 6. That is a $1,000 pass he's trying to make coming off of turn number 2. At the front, it's going to be Turkey, Dykstra, Liam Martin, but watch his battle for 6th. Gosselin 4th, Evans 5th. Who's going to take 6? It's John Burbridge Jr. by a car length over Kevin Pauls. Great effort by Kevin Pauls, the driver of that number 46. And to talk about someone who is cutting his teeth in sprint cars, does a great job of running his line, staying out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, he's learning what he needs to do, but you never seem to see Kevin Pauls in the way of the faster cars.
And that right there, you could tell he was pushing the limit on a very slick track. He did an awesome job right there, and that was good to see from Kevin Pauls, even if he's not starting the A-main tonight.
No, he put on a show. He put on a show. And how about this? The B-main for our crate sprints, ladies and gentlemen. 18 cars about to do battle.
Wow.
On the pole out of Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. To his outside, another veteran of motorsports from Sydenham. The 9 is Luke Stewart. Starting 3rd in the 7W from London is Caleb Wood. Starting 4th from Oshweek, and the 99 is Joshua Hill. Row number 3 is all Oshweek, and the 77T is Tyler Paulus. The MK8 is Matt Hill. Starting 7th from Waterdown, the 5C is Connor Mahoney. Starting 8th from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Starting 9th from Listowel, the 97 is Sheldon Bender. Starting 10th out of Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Starting 11th from Kitchener, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Starting 12th from Oshweek, and the 77E is Ashton Van Every. 13th from Widgeway, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. 14th from Woodstock, the 29W is Tyler Ward. 15th from Hagersville, the 14T is Noel Teal. 16th from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. 17th from Thamesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. 18th out of Brantford, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. Greg, did you bring enough for the whole class? What?
I don't laugh that hard often, but Sean's Garage, you win the name.
What?
I don't even want to mention it.
Well, you got to say it now. Can it not be said on the internet?
He says, let's call it the Dutch oven. He must have been here earlier this afternoon with you.
Or every night ever in this tower.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Sean's Garage, for the laugh on YouTube. Oh, feels good to laugh that hard.
You snort a little? Oh, Muffin. White flag is out. 18. Now, did you find out from Doug how many transferred, like I always do for you?
No, I was busy laughing.
4.
Wow.
4 cars. 18 will start, but only 4 will move on. We've got some youth, we've got some experience, but we've got 18 cars that all want to start tonight's main event.
Here they come to the green flag. Rob Neely will launch them down into corner number 1. Caleb Wood and Luke Stewart. Close call down there on the front stretch.
Yeah, getting up close and personal down into the first turn. Look at Matt Hill roll the outside in that MK8. He had to slow down his progress on the back straightaway. Got a great run through 1 and 2. Steve Murdoch in the 2M trying to work through the field. He's got a long way to go.
Josh Hill working that inside line right there behind third place Caleb Wood. He's got Tyler Paulus Matt Hill right behind him. So a tight little battle right now for that 4th position. Out in front, it's all Rob Neely.
Neely out in front of Luke Stewart, Caleb Wood, your top 3. Joshua Hill hanging on to 4th. And I've still got an eye there on the 2M of Steve Murdoch. He has been lightning quick this season. He's worked his way into the top 10. He's got a ways to go, though. But look at him driving to turn number 3 to the inside of Travis Hofstetter.
Josh Hill trying to hold on to it off of corner number 4. He's trying to hold off Matt Hill. A couple of Friday Night Thunder drivers going at it for a transfer spot in the big dance.
You know that'll be a topic of conversation on that program. The front runners leaving no doubt. Caleb Wood hasn't driven away in that 3rd spot. 3rd, 4th, and 5th kind of in a little pack of their own. Then 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th right together. 6th, 7th, and 8th all slid up the racetrack a little. Steve Murdoch with a huge run down the backstretch.
Yeah, and how about Sheldon Bender right in front of him? A few weeks back, he was just getting his feet wet in this crate sprint car division. He was bringing out caution flags, and now he's right up there in the thick of it, running strong in the 97.
He sure is, and holding off Stephen Murdoch for the time being, but Murdoch gets a good run through turn number 2. He's halfway through this B-main, and he's halfway to the spot he needs to reach, but he's got to keep going if he wants to get there in time.
Halfway home, it's been all Rob Neely since the drop of the green flag in the radio shuttle. Number 74, Luke Stewart right behind him in car number 9. And then it's Caleb Wood kind of by himself there in 3rd in that battle for the 4th spot. Back and forth, Matt Hill, Josh Hill, here they go. Matt Hill around the outside off of corner number 2. He's got the spot for the moment.
A little further back, Murdoch picking off another one as he goes around Paulus, trying to get to Hofstetter. And as these cars battle, it's only going to take one little bobble by the hills to make this a 5-car race for 4 spots, maybe even 6, as Caleb Wood drops back into the clutches of the hills.
Wow, Stephen Murdoch and Travis Hofstetter had a close call there off of corner number 2. But Hofstetter made a nice move to avoid hitting the 2M machine, as now Matt Hill makes the charge on 3rd place. Caleb Wood.
Hill down to the inside. He'll slide up into the path of Caleb Wood. Wood goes just a little bit higher to keep the position, and here goes Joshua Hill past Matt Hill with 2 laps to go.
Neely and Stewart 1 and 2, and Stewart closing the gap on the leader as we have this 3-car fight, 2 spots into the A-main. Who's it going to be with 2 to go?
Caleb Wood sort of committed to that high line. Joshua Hill to the inside makes a 3-wide pass.
Josh Hill takes the spot on the bottom. Here comes Matt Hill rolling around the blocks down in 3 and 4. Caleb Wood at the line has 4th.
Out at the front, it is Rob Neely with a few car lengths over Luke Stewart. He should be able to cruise home to 1st with Stewart cruising home to 2nd, but the battle for 4th is tight. Matt Hill goes right up in front of Caleb Wood and blocks his path.
Here comes Wood back down the banking. Josh Hill gets 3rd, Matt Hill 4th, so Caleb Wood will miss the A-main. So will Steve Murdoch, Travis Hofstetter, Ashton Van Every, Sheldon Bender, Keegan Baker, Trevor Young, Tyler Ward, Noel Teal, and as I believe, that's Tyler Paulus that went around in 3 and 4.
Matt Hill made that move on Caleb Wood and then very assertively closed the door. Left Caleb Wood with a difficult decision, destroy the car or lift. He had to lift. Let's send it down. Spencer. We follow the voices in our head when the voice in our head says to do something. Now go. We're going to send it down trackside to a Clinton Jeffrey report. This is Case IH.
Thanks a lot, guys. Down here on the track, obviously it's the strangest track we've seen so far this year. Still a lot of dry spots down here. What we're seeing here, this is what we call the high shine. This clay will start to get packed up. This is some tack. This is still some dark stuff. And as it starts to buff up, it'll slick up right up to the top. There's no cushion here tonight. It is very dry on the bottom, guys. And a lot of the nights here, we've seen guys make it work on the inside lane. I don't think the inside's there. It's going to be middle to high tonight to make it work. But on the very top, no cushion. Very dry. So these 3 lanes in the middle are the money spots tonight, guys. That's your Case IH track report here down in turn number 3.
That B main right there. If you haven't seen Friday Night Thunder, I encourage you to do so. It's on APTN, and they do a great job. And in fact, season 2 is coming out very soon. And Josh and Matt Hill are stars of that show, and that B main, I'm sure, is going to be a big feature coming up in season 3. But what a great battle between the Hills. Nonetheless, we're going to come right back with we're going to have well, we got cars on track, Spencer, so it's the dash. We are not going to go to a commercial break just yet because the pole dash is up for our 360 sprint cars.
Do you have that lineup, Greg, or
nope.
would you like me to do that too?
If you could do something for me, that'd be fantastic.
I'm happy to do that for you. Dylan Westbrook scheduled to roll off on the pole in the 47X on the outside of row number 1 from Brantford. The Little Ben 110 is Jake Brown. Row 2 on the inside, the J&E Recovery. 88H is Josh Hansen alongside him, and the 7NY, Matt Farnham behind the wheel of the 7NY. 79's going to start in the 5th spot. That's Jordan Thomas, and alongside him, Paulie Colagiovanni in the 10C. The 13 is Corey Turner in the Petro Plus Burger Barn number 13, and then Ryan Conium in that 46C. I chatted with Conium earlier today just to say, man, oh man, you look like a new driver than what we've seen the last couple of years. He said, we changed everything. Went back to what we used to run 20 years ago, and the car just feels better. It woke it right up.
Here we go to the green flag and the pole dash for the 360 sprint cars here tonight. Dylan Westbrook has been hot so far. And over the years, we've had Rich Vleck here in the booth, and he would say, okay, you got to check all the boxes. So far, Dylan Westbrook has done that. He was quickest in time trials. He won his qualifying heat. He'd like to win the pole dash, but Paulie Colagiovanni wants to change that.
Nice move by Colagiovanni in the 10 machine to take up the top spot. Josh Hansen going to pick up 3rd from Jake Brown, and he'll set his sights on Dylan Westbrook in 2nd.
Paulie Colagiovanni works it off of corner number 4 to complete lap number 2. Westbrook holds down 2nd over Hansen and Jake Brown. Jordan Thomas right behind him. And Colagiovanni, boy, pulling away right now as Jake Brown loops it up in corner number 2, and that will put us under the caution flag.
Not something you see very often in a pole dash. But these drivers really getting after it. What was the fastest time earlier on for Dylan Westbrook? Do you remember?
It was a 14.5, I believe, was.
Well, the fastest lap of this one is Paulie Colagiovanni with a 17.0. Yeah. We'll have a quick look at that replay. I think we're just going to see Jake Brown get. Oh, there was contact there.
Yeah,
Jordan Thomas coming across the tail tank. Had conversations this week about the speed of the Pinty's car on the racetrack. I do roll my eyes a little because it doesn't matter. Speed has nothing. They're 4 seconds a lap slower than they were this afternoon. It's not about speed. It's about how challenging it is to drive. It's about the conditions, and it's about being the best on a given night.
And the comparable competition. That's what it is. It's driver against driver, machine against machine. We'll get to see them here in a little bit with their Quick Hot Lap Challenge. Back to the green flag here in the pole dash. And Paulie Colagiovanni jumps out to a huge advantage once again. And here comes Jordan Thomas to the outside of D-Dubs.
Jordan Thomas to P2. Josh Hansen up the inside. Ryan Conium having a pretty good run. He'll look to take on that 4th spot from Westbrook and sweep to the outside of Josh Hansen, take over 3rd.
2 laps left to go. Westbrook going in the opposite direction as it's Colagiovanni, Thomas, Conium. Now here comes Dylan Westbrook on the inside back to 3rd.
Conium not going to give up. He'll cross him over and look to the inside as Jake Brown throws a haymaker down into the 3rd turn. Conium takes over 3rd with 1 lap to go. It is all Colagiovanni.
Into corner number 3 and through 4 for the final time. Checkered flag comes out. The pole dash win goes to Paulie Colagiovanni over Jordan Thomas. Ryan Conium 4th will be Josh Hansen. Then it's Dylan Westbrook 5th. And how about Jake Brown? Came up to the 6th spot and almost had Dylan Westbrook at the line. Then it was Corey Turner and Matt Farnham completing the running order in the pole dash. Qualifying complete. Stage is set for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals presented by Burger Barn. Up next, the NASCAR Pinty Series with the Quick Wick Fire Starter Hot Lap Challenge, a 30-minute session with cash prizes on the line. And, of course, then our A mains for the Action Sprint Tour and the 360 Sprints. We'll be right back from Ohsweken Speedway on GeForce TV.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
NASCAR Pinty Series Quick Wick Fire Starter Hot Lap Challenge on the racetrack right now at Ohsweken Speedway here on GeForce TV. I'm Greg Kelman, with me Adam Ross up in the booth, and down trackside Clinton Jeffrey. And this is the second session tonight for the NASCAR Pinty Series. Earlier on this evening at 6:30, they ran a 30-minute practice session. It was Andrew Ranger out in front. Brandon Watson and Glenn Stiers the top three.
We got a lot of race cars on this track. I didn't think they would let out more than 12 cars at a time. But we'll see how it shakes down. They have 30 minutes. Fastest lap going to take home the money. All of this in preparation for tomorrow night's Pinty's 100. What I like about this session, Greg, is the track is the way it's going to be. I don't think it's going to lose much more speed from here till the end of this session.
And the green flag comes out. As we see the drone shots here from Ohsweken Speedway, the NASCAR Pinty Series in their second practice of the afternoon. This is the Quick Wick Fire Starter Hot Lap Challenge. Stuart Friesen there in the 22, the Mr. Transmission ride.
And we should mention Christopher Bell, Greg, was scheduled to be here with us this week for tonight and tomorrow night. Complications with his travel. He couldn't make it up.
Yeah, unfortunately.
In his place, nobody is going to drive the sprint car that had been prepared for him to run. But in the NASCAR Pinty Series, Jake Sheridan, the older brother of our 360 sprint car racer Nick Sheridan, he is registered to race with NASCAR, so he's already licensed. They made a quick deal, and he'll be behind the wheel of that number 64.
Great opportunity for Jake Sheridan, and good to see him behind the wheel of the number 64. Look at these shots. Abby does such a phenomenal job, and I had a chance on Saturday night to watch you guys up at Sunset, the APC Series, and just really take in and fully watch the screen and see what Abby does. And look how close he gets right there behind Brandon Watson right now in the 9.
Now, why is our scoreboard showing Andrew Ranger as the fastest, but my list shows Aaron Turkey P1 with Jake Sheridan second quick?
I've got Andrew Ranger over Kevin Lacroix, Alex Tagliani.
I've got Aaron Turkey with a 20.954.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, that happened earlier on. I had to switch for the NASCAR Pinty Series, but not for our own
Trouble in turn 2, Marc-Antoine Cameron, and I'm going to go have a quick chat with our people in the scoring room.
So it is Aaron Turkey, the quickest right now, 20.954 over Jake Sheridan in the 64. Andrew Ranger, third fastest in the 27. Brandon Watson, fourth. And Glenn Stiers, fifth. Marc-Antoine Cameron there in sixth. Raphael Lessard in seventh. Stuart Friesen right now in the eighth spot. Ken Schrader in ninth. As brief caution out right now, we have the Stacy machine around in 3 and 4, and he'll get that around, and then they'll go right back to the green flag as we saw earlier on in the practice session. And now Kevin Lacroix goes around in the Napa Auto Parts 74.
So we need to disregard the scoreboard. Okay, now it's right. Aaron Turkey in the Nitro 54 variety, number 99 with the fastest lap of the session. Jake Sheridan in the 64, Leland Industries IHL-sponsored entry is second. Andrew Ranger is third. Brandon Watson is fourth. And Glenn Stiers rounds out the top 5.
So we are back under full song here, back under the green flag. There we see Glenn Stiers in that GSR 0.
Jake Sheridan sends it off the end of the back straightaway to big cloud of dust. Rolls to a stop there, and the yellow flag is going to be displayed. He gets that car rolling again, and as fluidly as you can do it, we're back under green.
Really, Adam, right now, this is the chance to really test the limits of your car, because something goes wrong tonight, at least you've got the night to try and get your car back together. You go out tomorrow in qualifying and try the limit, you're going to have a lot of work to do just to be ready for the 100 lapper.
No, you're absolutely right.
So you may see some guys spinning out here, but this is the time to find that edge.
You're exactly right. How many people would have predicted Aaron Turkey setting the pace out there right now in that Nitro 54 sponsored number 99? Stuart Friesen going to peel off the racetrack, and as Mr. Transmission 22 head back to the pit area. Trouble in turn 2. That's Trayton Lapsevich going around. In the RGC Sports FBM Delta Bingo sponsored number 20. And again, a smooth surface, so it is easy to spin these cars around, but they're just innocent spins. On a tacky surface, they'll start to bounce and you really tear stuff up. Glenn Stiers up to the second. No, he's not.
It keeps flipping. For some reason, the timing and scoring keeps flipping back from times to overall times, I believe.
Listen, when it comes to mental capacity, I don't have that much.
Oh, and Glenn Stiers will loop it around down in corner number 2.
All of these teams have spotters. And there's lights all the way around this track. I don't understand. The yellow comes out, and they've still got the hammer down.
Starting to feel like Andrew Ranger may be creeping ahead as my favorite pick for tomorrow night. Just smooth and steady, quickest in the first practice, he third quick in this practice session, and he comes from a heritage of dirt racing as well with his dad.
You know, we shouldn't have favorites to be in the business the way they are, but I can say, in my opinion, there has never been a driver racing this series with more raw ability to control a race car than Andrew Ranger. We've seen some, and we have some phenomenal racers, but Andrew Ranger is at the top of a very special class of drivers.
Yeah. And he's shown that since his first days behind the wheel.
How about the transaxle parts number 36? It's Dave Bailey. Brewster Baker without the 49 this week, but getting his opportunity to go racing for a partnership of team owners, Dave Jacobs, Randy Slack, Bobby Slack, and the green flag flies over this next group. Some of the drivers chose to come off the racetrack. Some of the drivers chose to stay out there and just keep turning laps. Glenn Steyer's Trayton Lapsovich, Jake Sheridan, they've been out for pretty much the whole time.
An eye on Dave Bailey. I know a lot of folks keeping their eye on him right now. He's 15th quickest with a 22.263.
I'll tell you what I like about Dave Bailey right now is he has got the racetrack to himself. There's nothing between himself and Glenn Steyer's, but that car will not turn. He's got those wheels cranked hard left going into the turns, and that car just will not get into the entry of these corners.
The other thing we have to think about tomorrow night is not so much just raw speed either. I think it's going to be a race of endurance and car control, and when you think about those two things, you think of Dave Bailey.
Exactly right. I'm watching him pitch that car through the corners right now. He's starting to get into a rhythm. He's starting to feel things out there. He's still only 18th quickest, but the attitude of that race car is starting to look like a Dave Bailey driven car.
And that's just it. A lot of folks are saying, oh, Dave Bailey's going to win this for sure. Well, this is a totally different car than that 49 that he's used to cleaning up with weekend after weekend here in Southern Ontario. So he's got to acclimate to that machine, and he's doing a very nice job with it right now. And he's obviously one of those hometown favorites that a lot of folks are cheering for. But of course, the guy at the top of the board's the hometown favorite right now that a lot of folks are definitely going to be excited about, with Aaron Turkey still holding that fast lap.
Yeah, an impressive lap by Aaron Turkey in the 99 machine. Dave Bailey had moved up to the 14th spot with a 22.0. Aaron Turkey coming back out, and good to see Mike Gowdy back out in the 38 machine. He had his problems in the practice session, knocked the front end out of that car, at least the alignment out. And he'll join the field and take his hot laps out here as Dave Bailey heading back towards the pits. Good enough for 14th quick right now in the 36. He'll go back to the attention of Bobby Slack, Randy Slack, and the rest of that crew. Congratulations to them. They just picked up a win Saturday night at Merrittville Speedway with Dalton Slack behind the wheel of their 358 Modified.
Yeah, good to see that on Saturday night for Dalton. A lot of folks were happy to see him in victory lane, so congratulations, Dalton. I was having fun there watching Brandon Watson and Trayton Lapsovich. Now they've gotten separated there, but they were having some good little racing action almost there on the front stretch, and now Trayton's kind of mired back there.
When you get around a driver you can trust, you can start to play around and test things out. And I would say Brandon Watson and Trayton Lapsovich, they've run a lot of laps around each other, both on pavement and on dirt. And we got Dexter Stacy around in turn number 2. That will draw a yellow flag. My lovely wife Angie, who's joined us tonight, asks, is this just practice? No, it is not. This is the quick hot laps dash for cash, which is just practice, but it pays to the winner. There is money on the line to the fastest car in practice, so it's organized chaos, and I like it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the top 5 will walk away with a fairly substantial amount of money here tonight in the Hot Lap Challenge. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure if everyone would come for this night in the practice. I mean, obviously, why not? You want the lap times and you want the chance to get out there, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be just arrive and drive for some teams, but definitely great to see them all here tonight and practicing. Of course, Ken Schrader out there tonight, Stuart Friesen, our NASCAR stars. Of course, Ken Schrader, a NASCAR great.
And the cars look great, Greg.
Oh, they do. Absolutely.
And
21 minutes into this hot lap challenge, and no one has been able to touch Aaron Turkey.
We're 10 minutes in.
Oh, sorry, 10 minutes and 21 to go.
I knew they shouldn't have given you a clock with hands
Well,
up.
if I looked at the left instead of the right. Aaron Turkey, though, on lap 7 was the fastest time.
Hey, there's JC Payet. Bonjour, JC Payet. Ça va bien? He doesn't hear. A big supporter of the sport. Couple of cars out there in action.
A little bit more open track now as a few competitors have head to the pit area. Andrew Ranger now ducks off.
That sounded rude. Duck off, Andrew Ranger. Hey, you said
I have to be so careful.
I don't know.
I set
some
traps for myself.
Some of the stuff that falls out of your mouth. Filth.
Omaha.
It's the war cry of the Dutch oven. If we ask Clint, do you think he'll put a plaque on the door?
Yeah. He'll put it between the door and the frame and nail it shut, though. That's the thing.
Rafael Lessard, he's done quite a bit of racing on the dirt here this season to get his skills honed out there behind the wheel of the number 8. And he is 8th quickest at the moment. Trevor Monahan in the top 10 in that number 4 machine. He tested the limits earlier on. And then here comes Dave Bailey off of turn number 4 in that 36.
Most laps so far has been Brian Cathcart. He's laid down 25 laps in this hot lap challenge. Next closest, Glenn Stiers, put down 22. The driver with his best lap being the latest in this stage, lap 11, Brandon Watson. Everyone else, it was pretty early on. Laps 2, 4, 7 for Aaron Turkey. But definitely no fast times being laid down right now. Good chance to get some long run experience.
It's quite possible the track did slow down that much more. So, I mean, Aaron Turkey picked a good time to have a quick lap in that 99 machine. Let's watch them battle for a little while. Jake Sheridan in the 64 on the inside of the 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron. Just a couple of car lengths off the back end of Rafael Lessard's number 8. They'll work down the front straightaway. I like what Lessard's trying. He's right down around the inside of the racetrack, keeping the left front pinned against the concrete on the bottom. Behind them, you've got Cameron and Sheridan letting their cars slide just a little bit more up on the high side, and you see the difference. This racetrack is so very wide. Jake Sheridan sure is impressive in that 64 machine.
I think right here what we're watching, this is a good idea of what we're going to see tomorrow night.
Look who just popped into the top 10. The Bullies truck stop number 66 of Wallace Stacy. He has really not seen much time in the top 10 of anything this season, be it practice or racing or time trials, but He does have dirt racing background. And around goes Rafael Lessard. Almost does a 360, but comes to rest. Trevor Monahan going to avoid it. Gary Kloop going to avoid it. Lessard finds a gear. I'm getting the hell out of here. Halfway through this session, 16 minutes down, 14 minutes remain. All these drivers need the experience. They need some time in these cars on this track to be ready for tomorrow's Pinty's 100. As Wallace Stacy goes around, leaves himself sideways in between 3 and 4. Stuart Friesen back on track after a lengthy visit to the pits. Alex Tagliani right up behind Mike Gowdy. He's got him stacked up behind as the yellow flag being displayed. As things get a little crowded out there on the racetrack. There's half a racetrack available. And then there's 20 cars stacked up in one straightaway. Drivers positioning out there, wanting some clear racetrack. Kevin Lacroix and Jake Sheridan. That'll be a battle of wills. Back under green we go here at the Big O. Andrew Ranger out in front of a big pack of cars. Brandon Watson in the number 9. Jake Sheridan in the 64, hot on his heels. Little further back, we got the 36 of Dave Bailey with Stuart Friesen right behind him in the 22 machine. But we'll keep our focus for now on Andrew Ranger in the 27 and Brandon Watson in the 9 as they work down the back straightaway.
Yeah, these two have been right there next to each other on the scoring pylon. The first practice session, these two are 1 and 2. Right now they sit 3rd and 4th. Caution comes back out again.
JP Bergeron in the number 1. Around goes Kevin Lacroix between 3 and 4, a full 360 almost. And he goes up and completes the pirouette the other direction. The yellow flag will be displayed as Wallace Stacy is around in turn 2. So the checkered flag is displayed, but I don't know what the checkered flag means if the session is not over and you don't have to leave the track.
Well, Adam, we have a bunch of groups out here and they're staging in the on-ramp. So in order to get a bit of a swap, so some of the guys can take off, some of them can come back on, they're kind of checking this every 10 laps, and Doug will come on the radio, talk to the NASCAR spotters and let them know what's happening. And he says checkered's out. This part of the session's over. You can stay out, and we'll bring the new guys on, and we'll get going again. So hopefully that explains it, but there's 5 minutes or less left to go in this session, and that'll answer it for you.
It looks like if they're going all the way to 9:30, there's about 9 minutes to go, but they might have started a bit early, Clinton. I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, we weren't right at 9 o'clock. Doug radioed over to the other officials. He wanted the Action Sprint Tour ready to go at 9:25, so I think we were 5 minutes early.
Go. Yellow flag displayed. How many cars do we have on the track right now?
A lot. And more coming. Dave Bailey rejoins. Cameron, who's up to the 6th spot, and it was his 20th lap that got him up there.
And I'll tell you, Cameron has been high, wide, and handsome, hammer down out there. 20 cars on the racetrack, to almost as many as what will start tomorrow night's Pinty's 100. And as you can see, there is plenty of room out there. I mean, it's a wide racetrack. There's lots of room for these drivers to negotiate, but they'll still find a way to run over each other.
Good look there at Brandon Watson, who sits right now 4th in the running order in that car number 9. And man, he's been flawless. We haven't seen him in any sort of trouble, I don't think, in either practice session. Such a good driver.
He's looked pretty good. Now he's working down to the inside of the racetrack. And let's not forget, there's $25,000 on the line to the winner here tomorrow night. It is the richest purse in the history of the NASCAR Pinty Series. So these drivers have a lot of reasons to want to be successful.
Oh, and there it is. Well,
way to go, Calvin. Brandon Watson goes around, narrowly avoided by a couple of drivers out there. So for those asking, why does our sound keep flickering in and out?
Yeah, I'm not sure there.
For those asking, the gates have been opening much earlier in the day. Noon, the gates will be open tomorrow.
But the concession area and that may not be open then. I know the store today opened at 3 o'clock, and much of the canteen and that was just
2 o'clock.
Starting to open. 2?
2 for the canteen.
Trouble in turn 2. Of course, Spencer knows when the canteen opens.
That was Clint.
Hot dogs will be on it too. Was it Clint? I can't tell. We don't hear from him anymore. I forget what his voice sounds like.
You said that to me Saturday, and you had to live with me big time for the rest of the night, so you better watch it. I'm just admiring this. I mean, this is our brainchild. We've been waiting for damn near 3 years to get this one going, so I think they look good, man. I think we're all happy so far.
The cars look fantastic.
Yeah, they're not going to be sprint car fast. We know that, but I think look pretty good.
They're going to rub. They're going to race hard, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this show. And I think the crowd's going to make it that much more special. How does tonight's crowd look, Clinton? It definitely filled in towards 7:30. It was a late arriving crowd, I would say, but it looked like they showed up. Time winding down in this session. Who can get out there and get some clean laps? Nobody really moving up the pylon right now. Glenn Steyer still hanging on to the 5th spot out there in the Zero Machine. Andrew Ranger still 3rd in the 27. Ken Schrader pulls off the track in the APC number 3.
He just bumped up into the top 10 actually, and that was on the 15th lap of his 20 laps that he's run. So finding some speed.
Rafael Lazard goes for a long slide down towards quick victory lane as the checkered flag is displayed. I believe Doug Leonard saying that concludes our practice session. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the odds would have been, but Aaron Turkey from Ohsweken, Ontario is your Quick Wick Hot Laps Dash for Cash winner. $1,500 he will make for winning practice tonight. Jake Sheridan, his first time out in a NASCAR Pinty Series car, driving a car he was not supposed to drive here this week because Christopher Bell was supposed to be behind the wheel. He brings that 64 home in the second spot. The 27 of Andrew Ranger third, the 9 of Brandon Watson fourth, and the 0 of Glenn Stiers round out the top 5. I can't wait to hear Clinton Jeffrey talk to Aaron Turkey down there in Quick Wick Victory Lane.
Well, we know how excited Aaron was just to be able to get the opportunity to compete. And now he ends up winning the Quick Wick Firestarter Hot Lap Challenge. He'll pick up the big check. He'll talk to our Clinton Jeffrey here in a moment as he brings that Nitro 54 variety number 99 out onto the concrete pad here.
Now, I believe this is also a Larry Jackson prepared race car, if I'm not mistaken. Larry Jackson's got his car, the Aaron Turkey 99, and the Trevor Monahan number 4. Man, all the celebrities showed up tonight. Hi, Paul. NTN Bearings in the house. Always good to see Paul Mio. Clinton Jeffrey, what do you got for us?
I got Dave Lloyd, president of Quick Wick here. Dave, you brought us the cash here to do the Quick Wick Hot Lap Challenge. Your opinion on seeing the NASCAR cars here on the dirt?
Well, I'll tell you something. It's everybody was very optimistic, and a lot of changes in the pits. The guys were really scrambling. But I think, to your point, the cars did a good show. It's going to be really exciting tomorrow night. I think we're going to have a really good show, and we had some spins and some interesting angles and turns and a lot of changes. So it's going to be a good night tomorrow.
While we wait for Aaron Turkey to make his way back out here to Quick Wick Victory Lane, how cool is that, your association, Dave? I know through the pandemic we met you. You said, I've never been to the track, but you just jumped on knowing the personalities that we have around here, and we really appreciate it. Are you enjoying your time here on the dirt?
You know, I can't thank Glenn, yourself, and the rest of the team here at Ohsweken. It's just a first-class operation, amazing facilities, one of the best in North America as far as I'm concerned. And I think our little winner's coming down as we speak right now, so let's give him a big round of applause here. Here he comes.
Yeah, we'll get Aaron out and talk to him in just a second. We're going to bring him right down here into Quick Wick Firestarter Victory Lane. And we'll get him in here to talk to him.
He's going to be so pumped up, Clinton. You know, in chatting with him the other night, last Tuesday in practice, when you drive a sprint car, you don't have time to think. You just do. You react. You instinctively drive. And these cars, a little bit more time to think. Things happen a little bit slower, but finding speed just as difficult. Take it away, Clint.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of your hometown guys is winning the Quick Wick Hot Lap Challenge. How about it for our own Aaron Turkey? Well, holy heck, Aaron. Let's talk about, get right over there in front so we can get a good shot. First off, what a gorgeous livery they've given you here. I know you want to thank Bucktown Boys and Dan at Nitro 54. How cool is it to be driving a NASCAR Pinty's car at home here, Aaron?
Oh, it's really awesome. You know, growing up and I was doing a lot of pavement racing, and people always asked me if I was going to NASCAR. I told them no, but NASCAR came to us and the opportunity came about, so I was all for it, and the guys behind me were all for it. Again, I just got to thank, Larry Jackson and Howie Scannell for making it happen, Dan Anticoke, Ryan Burnham, and Buckdown Boys, and everybody here cheering me on. You know, it's crazy. It's a different experience, but getting right back behind the wheel just reminds me of when I was back in my street stock. So it helps out, almost hitting the wall here with the sprint car each lap. So, toning her down a little bit, I was able to keep the wheels under me and just keep that straightaway speed.
Let's talk quickly about Howie and Larry Jackson. I mean, they're an underfunded team out here. Are they excited back there? You're putting this number 1 on the board.
Oh, definitely. I was hearing them on the radio, and they said we got P1, but there was more cars coming. And, after like 3-4 sessions, they're like, yeah, we got this. So I hopped out of the car, and I was sitting there waiting the whole time. And, it's good to go. Again, this thanks them for giving me the opportunity to get behind a brand new car as well and trusting me. And also, everybody here, all the fans, it's good to see everything coming back. Watching this place sit dormant for 2 years, it's really great seeing this place come back alive.
Good to see you come back alive.
Thank you very much.
How about your own Aaron Turkey, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hear it for him. He gets it done. I'm going to show the NASCAR guys that our boys can do it too. Let's get over here. I got Larry Jackson and Howie Scannell. Larry, you're the car owner of this. How cool is this, man? We talked about Aaron. You said he's a good guy. He's a good driver. What did I tell you?
Oh, he's amazing, eh? He can wheel a car.
How cool is it for you and Howie? I mean, we talked about you guys being an underfunded team. Probably most weeks shouldn't be out here, but you're giving it your best. What an amazing deal for you, Larry. So cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. Got to thank everybody put this together. Howie and Dave Stevens that worked their tails off on this car. And then we brought our crew out for this weekend. And a lot of hours put in this car in the last 2 weeks. We're extremely proud of Aaron and can't wait for tomorrow.
Excited, are we?
Definitely.
How about you, Howie?
It's awesome. Yeah, this deal got put together a few weeks ago between my son Matthew and Aaron got talking, and we got this car out of the storage. It's never been run before with us, so we put it together and a lot of hours. Come out here and tested, and we were way off, but we made changes the right way, and we got the right driver.
Right on. Let's get in. We'll get a quick break here live on G-Force TV and be right back from Quick Firestarter Victory Lane. The Action Sprinter crate sprints are coming up next, and the 360s are up after that. Okay.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick perfected fire. Quick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick retailer at quickquick.com.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on G-Force TV.
On the scene since 1949, Fast Eddie was born with a lead foot and a burning need for speed. His passion for speed and sport has been captured in this authentic collection of vintage-themed gear. Created for gearheads, riders, and racers, Fast Eddie truly encompasses the great Canadian racing culture we have from coast to coast. Drive hard, get dirty, and look good doing it. Fast Eddie Speedwear. Get geared up.
For the first time ever on dirt, Canada's National Stock Car Series visits Ohsweken Speedway on August 16th. Witness history in the making as NASCAR's Pinty Series takes on the dirt in the Pinty's 100.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. Up first will be the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's. Those cars over on the warm-up track coming to life and getting ready to come out and race 25 laps the distance for them here tonight. Points also awarded tonight for our regular Ohsweken Speedway Crate Sprint Car Division, brought to you by Strickland's of Brantford. So we've got a big night of racing for these drivers, some outside drivers coming in to dabble and be a part of these big shows here this week at Ohsweken Speedway. So with just 2 races left to go here tonight, don't forget tomorrow night we'll be right back on the air with the sprint car portion of the event, and it'll be a full card of racing for the Action Sprint Tour and the Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Tour. And when I say full, I should put a little asterisk next to that, because there will not be qualifying heats. What they will be doing instead is timed hot laps. That will lock in the first, you said 12, was it?
16.
16, Adam. Into the A mains. Everyone else will go into a B main, and that last chance qualifier will lock the rest of the drivers in for the A main tomorrow night. So no qualifying heats for the sprint cars. They will have timed hot laps, B main, A main. And we'll have a couple of more winners tomorrow night right here at the Big O. And, of course, the Pinty's 100 tomorrow night for the NASCAR Pinty Series. Plenty of tickets still available. If you want to come and join us tomorrow night, make sure you do so and see history in the making, the first ever NASCAR Pinty Series race on dirt tomorrow night in the Pinty's 100. Cars rolling onto the racetrack, Adam. The starting lineup for tonight's Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's A Main. We'll throw it over to you, Adam.
On the pole of this one, in the number 19 from Pierreville, Quebec, it's Matthew Bardier. On the outside of row 1 from Port Colborne, behind the wheel of the 5D, it's Jacob Dykstra. Row 2 inside in the 71 from St. Catharines, it's Mike Bowman. Alongside him from Brockville, the 52 is Matt Billings. Starting 5th from Brantford, the 49L is Lucas Smith. Starting 6th from Freelton, the 12 Double D is Darren Dryden. Starting 7th from Waynefleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. Starting 8th from Thamesford, the 7, it's Eric Gledhill. Starting 9th from Font Hill, the 08 is Stephen Beckett. Starting 10th from St. Thomas, the 4 is Jesse Costa. Starting 11th from Waterloo, the 19D is Alan Downey. Starting 12th from Six Nations, the 20 is Johnny Miller. Starting 13th from Oshweekon, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. Starting 14th from Brighton, the 39 is Jonah Mutton. Starting 15th in the 50LS from Kitchener, it's Adrian Staley. Starting 16th from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. Starting 17th in the 16R from Port Colborne, it's Seth Roy. Starting 18th from Port Perry, the 4B is Darryl Peltier. Starting 19th from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Starting 20th from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. 21st from Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. 22nd in the number 9 from Sydenham is Luke Stewart. Making up row number 12, both of them from Oshweekon. The 99 is Joshua Hill, and the MK8 is Matt Hill. That's how they'll line up for this 25-lap feature event. Talk about some skill at the front of this field, Greg Callan.
Let's turn the mic on. Matthew Bardier's been so good down in the east, and we saw him earlier in the year at Humberstone. Mike Bowman has been good since joining this crate sprint car division. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like they're going to get in formation just in time. They're 4 wide and fancy for you. This is the Action Sprint Tour, presented by Pinty's. All right, backstretch. There's a lot of you over there tonight. Wave these drivers on. All right, front stretch. They're giving us one more shot at this since we were a little early bringing them to you. Ladies and gentlemen, wave what you got. Show them you're happy to be here at Oshweekon Speedway tonight. They are 4 wide and fancy for you, the fans. This is the Action Sprint Tour, presented by Pinty's.
Lots of people tuning in tonight. Of course, when Gary Calling asks, we definitely hook him up. Shout out to Tyler Parsons and Ashley Bailey. Thanks to your good friend Gary Calling. Everyone's good friend Gary Calling, the voice. Well, he used to be the voice over at Flamborough Speedway. Now he's taking on more responsibility, Greg. I miss listening to him on the PA.
He said we should call it the chicken coop up here.
Bark, bark.
White flag displayed. Next time we'll get at it. And how about we kick things off in this feature event with the sights and sounds of the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's. Let's do a quick fire starter. Fire it up for those at home watching, those here in attendance. Get ready. The action is about to pick up.
Mike Bowman laying him down out there in that 71 machine. Whoa, Jacob Dykstra just about clobbered the backstretch wall in turn number 2. Lucas Smith to the inside in the 49L. He'll take over that second spot.
Lots to watch right now throughout the pack. Middle of the race pack right now is pretty busy. At the back, it is a swarm of bees right now. Some of those B main drivers, guys that finished at the back of the heats, are right there, all duking it out.
We prefer to call that a cluster, Greg. Because once they finish the move, it's never mind.
Never mind. And Mike Bowman has almost caught this cluster here, and we're almost to lap 5.
Working his way down the front straightaway, a full straightaway lead over the battle between Jacob Dykstra and Lucas Smith. Lucas Smith with the second spot right now in the 49L. And Lucas Smith just about taking down the backstretch wall. That allows Jacob Dykstra to close in and make his move to the inside for second.
Could this track be any more perfect for Mike Bowman? So smooth, so steady in that 71, and look at him. He'll start carving through the back of the field as he works through 3 and 4. He's already built up a good straightaway advantage over that fight for the second spot. There you see it. Jacob Dykstra, Lucas Smith. Right there going at it here on lap 7.
You know, a few weeks ago, Mike Bowman finished on the podium here and was talking about how difficult the lap traffic was, that they were struggling to hold a line, but he's got to remember that's why they're lap traffic. You know, people trying to learn their way in this division. So he's out there doing a nice job carving through it. More than a straightaway lead over Jacob Dykstra in that second spot.
Yeah, he's eaten through a number of cars already, and is closing in on more as he sees Luke Stewart, Ryan Fraser, and Jonah Mutton directly in his sights already. We ride behind Jacob Dykstra there for a moment.
Almost at any time you could look up at turn number 2 and see a car nearly hitting the wall.
Yeah, that has become a really treacherous spot here since they've reworked the backstretch and put in that concrete wall all the way down the back. Here's Austin Rose checking out the front stretch wall.
Wanted to see if it was as hard as the backstretch wall. It is.
So Mike Bowman right now to the inside of Jonah Mutton, and he has got five cars between he and Jacob Dykstra right now in that second spot, and he's pulled away from Lucas Smith, who really, he was right there with Jacob Dykstra for quite some time, but fading back just a little bit. Is Darren Dryden up there? Yes, he is, because the scoreboard was not showing a 12. It was a 2. But what a comeback for Darren Dryden, because he took a rough ride Friday night and's got that car back sailing.
He did so. So we glance back over to Mike Bowman. Halfway, 13 laps down, 12 laps to go for the driver of the number 71. He's still mired in some heavy lap traffic, and in fact, he still has not got around Luke Stewart in that number 9. He's been a few car lengths off the tail tank of that 9 machine for the last few laps.
Here we have a look at Mike Bowman rolling through 3 and 4, heavy in the lap traffic. He's got Daryl Peltier in front of him. Credit to Luke Stewart, because Mike Bowman got to Luke Stewart and hasn't been able to pass him here in the last handful of laps. Now he'll make it 3 wide down the backstretch in between Alan Downey and Luke Stewart.
A holy moly moment for Mike Bowman there as he threads the needle between a couple of slower cars. Now we'll work to the outside of Seth Roy and get to breathe a little for a few laps. He's got a gap before he gets to the next batch of slower cars, about half a straightaway ahead.
This is one of the biggest walk-away runs we've seen in the Action Sprint Tour. For Mike Bowman right now out in front over Jacob Dykstra, half a track advantage, and Darren Dryden closing the gap on him. He's looking for that second spot.
Darren Dryden working the inside through 3 and 4, about 5 car lengths behind Jacob Dykstra, entering the corner quite a bit lower than the 5D of Dykstra, but Dykstra getting through the ends pretty well.
Leader Mike Bowman works to the outside of Stephen Beckett. He's got Eric Gladhill and Adrian Staley. He splits them down the backstretch. And I mean, he's just walking through the field.
Dominant performance by Mike Bowman in that 71 machine. I mean, he has lapped all the way up into the top 10.
Incredible performance with 7 laps left to go.
How about Rob Neely in that Radio Shuttle 74? He had to transfer through the B main, but he's up into the top 10. He's not been put a lap down just yet. Still eyes forward, looking to make a move on Jesse Costa in the 4. In fact, that's a 4-car battle. Brett Stratford, Bardier, Jesse Costa, and Rob Neely right in front of the leader, Mike Bowman.
And Mike Bowman closing in on Rob Neely. Great drive for him. This is a hard track to work through the feature, but he's been able to do it into the top 10. And that second place battle, it's been taken over by Darren Dryden. He runs ahead of Jacob Dykstra, who's faded back now into the clutches of Matt Billings.
And Bowman did get around Rob Neely. A couple of cars right in front of him, and they are battling right in front of the race leader. Brett Stratford, Jesse Costa, the Bardier number 19. That's Matthew Bardier out of Quebec. He's going to go a lap down. Every car that Mike Bowman puts a lap down getting more and more difficult.
There you see Mike Bowman working through the traffic down the backstretch. He goes another time by. This time by it'll be 2 laps left to go. Like, I mean, he's caught Jesse Costa almost to Lucas Smith. What a run.
Yeah, we've not seen a beatdown like this in some time as he drives by Jesse Costa on the back straightaway. Oh, trouble in turn number 4. Oh, that almost took out Bowman. It did take out Lucas Smith in the 49L. Smith was running in the 6th spot. Oh, I want to see a replay and see how close Mike Bowman came as Lucas Smith. They've been running this season on a shoestring budget in that 49L.
Well, guys, both these cars are on the lower end of the budget scheme. We'll give you first a look at the Lucas Smith 49L. He's got major problems here. Bolt-on parts busted right off. And when you look, guys, you know, we got parts on the ground like that. It ain't good. All this front axle tore up, shock busted off. They got all kinds of problems here on the Lucas Smith machine. Not to mention, might have frame damage as well. We'll get over here and look at the Joshua Hill 99. Opened up like a can opener there, guys. And pretty wild deal. Matt is over here talking. Matt, are you okay?
My name's Josh.
Josh, see, I just got driven over. Josh, I got the brothers mixed up. Josh, at least you can straighten me out. Must mean you're all right.
Yeah, I'm fine now. I got rear-ended pretty hard there. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm just happy Lucas was able to slow enough down I didn't get hurt.
Yeah, tough break for you, Josh. The car looked good, and you were running good here tonight. Josh Hill with problems, and we'll try and get over here and see if we can talk to Lucas Smith if he's still on the scene here.
Yeah, and you know he'll be upset. Lucas Smith is an emotional driver. The highs and the lows, that was a hard hit, and there was just not anywhere for him to go in that situation, Clinton.
I got Lucas Smith here. Lucas, man, this car's been so fast. You got a lot of front end damage, but I'm sure your dad and the crew will go to it. You know, not the night you wanted.
No, not really. We were just coming out here hoping to finish. We almost finished, but stuff happens.
There you have it from Lucas Smith, guys. Slightly dejected, as you can imagine, but they've got a great crew. They've wrecked this one pretty bad in the past, and they'll put it back together. Hopefully they can get it done for tomorrow night.
Really good coverage of that by the drone. I mean, Josh Hill had come to rest, Clinton. He had stopped his spin. Lucas Smith got in there with enough head of steam to knock Josh Hill over on his side.
And Lucas Smith nearly hit Mike Bowman as he went by, and he did. Jesse Costa's right rear went up over the right front of Lucas Smith. So have to keep an eye on the 4 machine, the Oakwood Transport ride. See if he can continue on. It was a fairly solid hit there for Jesse Costa.
Well, the other thing, guys, this changes the face of this race. Mike Bowman had him by 3/4 of a straightaway, and now they're going to put Darren Dryden right on his back bumper for this restart. So that's going to see a lot of daylight go away for the 71. Just quick reminder, fans, if you're here camping with us, if you're not, we have a pit party going on after the races. You can see the lights scanning up in the sky. They've got a big screen over there. We've got Derek Miller coming live on the stage tonight, and it's going to be a heck of a party till about 2 in the morning. So if you're camping or hanging around, come on out. We'd love to have you over with us. Let's talk about what we saw tonight.
It should be a lot of fun, Clint. Hey, Clint, did your accommodations ever show up?
Yeah, we're all good, but we're not roommates anymore.
Oh, that was the worst 6 hours of my life.
You were in your bed, and I was in your trailer. Shush. You were a solid 30 minutes from me. I had Christine with me.
You did. She came over and apologized as I showed up. I said, yes, I'm greatly offended. Dave Hunsinger throwing his hands up in the air. Letting strange people sleep in his... Never mind.
Well, we're ready to push these cars off again, I think, in just a moment's time. We got a little bit of prep work to go in here in turn 4. Should be ready to go.
So 2 laps remain in this race, 23 laps the scored distance. We're going to take a quick break on G-Force TV. When we come back, it'll be the final 2 laps of this Action Sprint Tour event.
For the first time ever on dirt, Canada's National Stock Car Series visits Ohsweken Speedway on August 16th. Witness history in the making as NASCAR's Pinty Series takes on the dirt in the Pinty's 100.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. I'm Greg Kellman, with me Adam Ross, trackside Clinton Jeffrey, as we get ready for the conclusion of the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's in their main event. 2 laps left to go, and as you guys pointed out on Friday night, this is a point show for our Friday night teams, and here's the point leader right here. Bang into Joshua Hill, and his night is over. So tough night for the Ohsweken Speedway Friday night point leader. He had a 23-point advantage over Eric Ledhill. Tomorrow night again is full points for our Friday night crew.
Well, Eric Ledhill runs in the 10th position. So it's not like he's up there in the top 3, so that could be a little bit worse for Lucas Smith, but still, they've got their work cut out for them if they want to get things sorted out and ready for tomorrow. Looks like 6 cars on the lead lap. Mike Bowman in the 71, the 12 double D of Darren Dryden, the 5D of Jacob Dykstra, 52 of Matt Billings, the BS 39 of Brett Stratford, and the 4 of Jesse Costa.
Field last car, I think, just being pushed off now, Stephen Beckett, so we should be able to get back to a green flag here momentarily. That was a beatdown that Mike Bowman was putting on this field. And now Darren Dryden will have a chance. And I'll tell you what, Darren Dryden was doing a nice job picking his way up through the field. Could never get to Mike Bowman, because by the time he got to second, Mike was long gone.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe if there was a car, another guy that's made some moves is Matt Billings. He's in that 4th spot. It's not over.
It's a reset. You know, at 2 laps to go, Darren Dryden is right behind the race leader. I mean, it will be challenging to get around Bowman because he's very fast, and he's very fast the shortest way around the track using that inside lane. But someone's going to try. Guarantee you Jacob Dykstra is going to take a big swing at it. Some pretty looking race cars down here on the front straightaway. Luke Stewart has made his way through the field in that 9 machine, so Luke Stewart 11th, Rob Neely in 8th. In fact, they'll both move up because Lucas Smith is still being scored as the 7th place car. Obviously, he'll fall out of the running order. And it looks like we'll get the 1 to go signal this time. The cone being put out on the front straightaway. You don't pass before the cone. You go to the outside of the cone. You don't hit the cone. I think that's all right, Greg.
Or the cone operator, Carter Long here.
No kidding.
Doug says, hey guys, back it down. We're putting the cone out.
Ballsy McGee, the cone operator down there on the front straightaway. No thanks. I don't know what he gets paid, but it's not enough.
Green flag. Back out. Mike Bowman pulls away by a couple of car lengths. Heads down into one with Darren Dryden. Jacob Dykstra giving chase.
So Darren Dryden took that big swing, drove it deep down into the corner. There's just not the grip there. Jacob Dykstra going to try to go down the inside. White flag in the air.
It's been all Mike Bowman since the drop of the green flag, and he's making a statement here, pulling away on this restart. He's already on the back stretch and ready to come to the checkered flag.
Nobody's going to touch him tonight. The winner of the Action Sprint Tour, taking his 4th sprint car win of the year, is Mike Bowman. Darren Dryden comes home 2nd. Jacob Dykstra 3rd. Billings 4th. Rounding out the top 5, it's Brett Stratford. What a display. 23 laps of green flag racing, 1 car spin, another car gets into the tangle, and they finish it off strong.
Good comeback for Darren Dryden, 2nd place after being upside down on Friday night, so he'll head to the concrete pad down at Quick Victory Lane and talk to our Clinton Jeffrey along with our winner Mike Bowman and Jacob Dykstra, who crosses the line in the 3rd spot. One feature still to come. It's the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car National, brought to you by Burger Barn, and it will be 35 laps in distance.
I'll tell you, the nice thing for Darren Dryden tonight from a point standpoint, Jacob Dykstra doesn't collect points, Matt Billings doesn't collect points, so Brett Stratford was 3 positions behind Darren Dryden tonight, so a good night for him in the point standings.
Lone Wolf Fireworks helping our top 3 celebrate down at Quick Victory Lane.
Well, Lone Wolf Fireworks lights up the sky. Mike Bowman ready to get out of the Seaway Fluid Power Dyno Blast 71 for Mike Bowman Racing. And he'll come around to the front side. Climb up top. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Mike Bowman, gets his 4th win of the season as a rookie. Well, I'd say welcome back to Sprint Cars, but we met 3 times already here, Mike. 4th feature win of the year in the crate sprint. Safe to say you're having fun still?
A lot of fun running on Ohsweken Speedway when it's this slick. Man, what a racetrack. I love racing on this stuff. I think running so much in the modifieds on this type of surface is a bit of an advantage. And, man, it's great to be back to victory lane at Ohsweken Speedway.
Did you know what kind of lead you had, Mike, there before the caution came out? You were picking them up so fast, you lapped up to 6th place.
I was passing a lot of cars. I didn't know we'd lapped up to 6th. I was catching Brett. I knew Brett was probably running well. And then when we went red there, somebody came over and said, you know, 2nd's right there. I was like, holy cow. But the car was really hooked up, and it was running really straight and really tight through the corners and sticking like crazy. So I got to thank Paulie Davies for putting a good set of rear shoes on this thing. He works really hard at our tires all year on the modified too. And all my guys, Liam and Georgie, Derek couldn't be here. So yeah, all the sponsors on the car, Ryco, Seaway Fluid Power, Dyna Blast, Douglas Hydraulic Manufacturing. And man, I'm out of breath. I was working for that one.
We'll have some fun tonight. Mike Bowman grabs the win. We'll get over here and talk to Darren Dryden. Darren, you know, you had some tough luck on Friday. Car went home in a box, but brought it back today. Great recovery for 2nd.
Yeah, honestly, this is honestly a win to us after what happened Friday. I got to thank my father, John Dryden, for all he's done, Steve Gary for all he's done. The amount of work that those boys have put on this weekend has been incredible. I got to thank Seb Rancourt as well for helping wrap this thing. We were up till 8 in the morning finishing this thing, so it's been a long weekend, and to come home second, this is awesome.
Didn't look so pretty Friday, but it looks great in second, Darren. I'm going to sneak by these photographers and get over here and talk to Jacob Dykstra. Jacob, not a bad run for you, just dabbling. Is this just fun for you, or is you taking this seriously?
We're going to take it seriously. We're running for points in the Action Sprint Tour. Probably could have got second, but we're just looking at it as a points thing and don't want to tear anything up. It sucks what happened to, I believe that was Josh, but he was all over. I couldn't get under him. I couldn't get around him, but yeah, he just slowed up a lot and had nowhere to go. But, yeah, I got to thank Tyler Palace for letting me drive their car and helping me out and let me fulfill my dream.
Right on. Jacob Dykstra third, Darren Dryden second. Mike Bowman picks up his fourth feature win in the crate sprints this year. We'll be right back live on G-Force TV. We've got one feature event to go. It's the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. 35 laps for 10 grand. We'll be right back on G-Force.
I've always had the spirit that I wanted to invent something new. And so when we got into clothing, I got immersed into it. And the only way that you really understand how to build clothing is to become a pattern maker. That pattern maker concept started becoming very interesting to me because I went, I can make this better. Love it. Absolutely love designing. Doesn't matter whether it's a garment or an engine or a car, decals on our race cars. I love doing that. That's my forte.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on G-Force TV. We are ready to go. The main event here tonight, the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn here at Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. Greg Kellman along with Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey as we get ready for our second of three Canadian Sprint Car Nationals here in 2022. And, of course, we ran our first one back on July the 1st, and we'll run the third one in September. That comes up Friday, September the 16th, where it's the Canadian Crate Nationals. The 360s will run that night as well, but then the big night is Saturday, September the 17th, and that's the 18th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. Another $10,000 to the winner, along with the Action Sprint Tour. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen here tonight and enjoy yourself tomorrow night, definitely come back for another camping weekend, September 16th and 17th, right here at the Big O, all brought to you by Nitro 54 Variety and Aero Express. Wow, okay. This is an interesting deal here, Adam.
What do you got?
They have the Navajo tacos, but look at this. Pay what you want. Tacos, juice, pop, coffee, and more.
I dig it.
I wish more restaurants were on that.
I don't know how that would work out.
Pay what you want. Some people are very generous, and some are just there for freebies.
Well, I just think it was a huge mistake whoever coined the term all you can eat. It's not all you want to eat. Like, I'm always up for a challenge. It's all you can eat. It's not all you should eat. It's not all you might eat. Like, man up. They should have written it differently.
I got to admit, I'm a wimp at buffets compared to what I used to be.
Oh, 20-year-old Adam could eat 47-year-old Adam.
I'd pay to watch that.
Like John Candy in The Great Outdoors, the old 96er.
So drivers lining up here on the front stretch, and we'll announce and introduce each driver starting in tonight's 35-lap main event. $10,000 on the line.
Half of my enjoyment of this is listening to Doug Leonard yell on the other side of the room here what he wants from his officials lining up these race cars.
It's been so much more quiet since they put a wall there.
That wall was the greatest thing ever. Well, after soft serve ice cream. That wall was the second greatest thing ever.
Yeah, as your wife sits behind you.
Yeah, she likes ice cream.
So as they get things lined up, we'll take another quick break here on G-Force TV and be back with the driver intros for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn on G-Force TV.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Quick perfected fire. Quick Quick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Quick retailer at quickquick.com.
I've always had this spirit that I wanted to invent something new. And so when we got into clothing, I got immersed into it in the only way that you would really understand how to build clothing is to become a pattern maker. That pattern maker concept started becoming very interesting to me because I went, I can make this better. Love it. Absolutely love designing. Doesn't matter whether it's a garment or an engine or a car, decals on our race cars. I love doing that. That's my forte.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway here on G-Force TV. The last of the cars getting lined up here for driver intros for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. Right here on G-Force TV, we'll be back tomorrow night with the sprint car portion of the show. Again, timed hot laps, B mains, and A mains tomorrow night. No qualifying heats. And then, of course, tomorrow night, the Pinty's 100 for the NASCAR Pinty Series, their first ever race on dirt. That can be seen live on the TSN app and Flow Racing.
That'll be a fun one.
It's going to be interesting after what we saw today in the 2 practice sessions. There's a few drivers that really got a hold of this racetrack and figured it out quickly. So tomorrow, going to be interesting.
If you're a big fan of fiberglass, you're going to be sad tomorrow.
There might be some freebies to take home tomorrow night in the pit area.
Souvenirs.
Did I tell you? I scooped up Mike Bowman's door from his Humberstone crash.
You were saying
in
that.
The modified. I'm pretty happy that Mike was allow me to get that piece and that nice looking car, but rough ride, and I couldn't turn down asking. All right, here we go. The starting lineup for tonight's 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. Starting in the 30th spot, the driver to St. Williams, Ontario, car number 21, John Burbridge Jr. Going from 29th out of Scotland, Ontario, driving car number 87X, this is Sean Evans. Starting in 28th out of St. Pete, Quebec, driver car number 3G, Dale Goslin. Starting 27th in car number 9 out of Binbrook, Ontario, Liam Martin. Fresh out of his car from the Action Sprint Tour race from Port Colborne, Ontario in the 5D, this is Jacob Dykstra. Jacob Dykstra starts 26th. Starting 25th, he was the Quick Wick Hot Lap Challenge winner tonight for the NASCAR Pinty Series. Driving car number 68 out of Oshwegan in car number 68, it's Aaron Turkey. Going 24th out of Dorchester, Ontario, aboard car number 1, this is Holly Porter. Starting in 23rd from Brewerton, New York, in car number 87, this is Racing Jason Barney. Starting in 22nd aboard car 01K from Hamilton, this is Mikey Krutchka. Going from 21st out of Caister Center in car number 11, Jamie Turner. Starting in 20th out of Mount Bridges, Ontario, the 45 machine, Nick Sheridan. Going off 19th out of Picton, Ontario in the 84, Tyler Rand. And going from 18th from Cheektowaga, New York, driver car number 94, Todd Hoddick. Starting 17th from Niagara Falls, Ontario, car number 70, Bailey Hurd. From the 16th spot, out of Fenwick, Ontario, driver car number 14H, the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopinen. Starting 15th from Mississauga, Ontario, driver car number 17X, the Highlight Man, Mac DeMan. Going from 14th out of Beachville, Ontario, driver car number 5, this is DJ Christie. Going 13th out of Warrnambool, Victoria, Australia, car number 20, Braden Cooley. Starting in 12th from right here over in corner number 2, he is the boss, the Oshwegan Flyer, car number 0, Glenn Stiers. Starting in 11th, the 2021 Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Champion out of St. Matthew de Belleville, Quebec. This is Jordan Poirier. Now your top 10. Starting in the 10th spot Originally from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, now hailing from Sprakers, New York, car 52, Stuart Friesen. Going off 9th out of Brantford in car number 10. This is Downtown Mitch Brown. Starting in 8th out of Tonawanda, New York, driving car 7NY, Matt Farnham. Going off 7th, the current point leader here at Ohsweken Speedway on Friday nights out of Tillsonburg, Ontario, Corey Turner. Starting in 6th from Brantford, Ontario, in the Little Bend 110, Jake Brown. Going from the 5th spot out of Scotland, Ontario, in the 47X, this is D-Dubs Dylan Westbrook. From the 4th position out of Beamsville, Ontario, in the 88H, Josh Hansen. From position number 3 out of Burlington, Ontario, the 46C, Ryan Conium. And now your front row. Going from 2nd out of Harding, Pennsylvania, driver of car number 79, this is Jordan Thomas. And from the pole out of Cicero, New York, driving car number 10C, this is Paulie Colagiovanni. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 30 drivers ready to do 35 laps of battle, $10,000 on the line. Let's hear it for tonight's starting lineup in the A-Main for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn.
That sounded great. Almost time to go racing. New York, Pennsylvania, Ontario, your top 3 starters. We got them represented from all over the Northeast. Ryan Turner, the defending winner, not going to defend that crown.
Yeah, his motor expiring during the qualifying heats. Had a stout piece here tonight, but we saw earlier on, if you're just tuning in or joined us late here, his motor expired and a whole lot of oil laid down on the back stretch there. So Ryan Turner will not be in tonight's A-Main. He was the winner back on July the 1st and definitely was a contender, driving now for the Nitro 54 variety team, but not to be here tonight. We'll see who will pick up the second of 3 Canadian Sprint Car Nationals here in 2022. A whole lot of drivers, Adam, that you would not be surprised if they walk away with the win here tonight, and it goes pretty deep in the field. In fact, you wouldn't be surprised with a lot of these drivers. They're so talented. So many drivers in this field already with feature wins in 360s.
Track's a country mile wide. It is slick. It is racy. It's anyone's game. So many people here today that I've seen that I haven't seen here at the racetrack before or haven't seen here in a long time, and a lot of people who've been coming here for 25 years. We welcome each and every one of you. Happy anniversary to TJ Sewells from Crystal. We've got all sorts of shout-outs coming in tonight, and we try to keep up with them, but it's hard. But we got to give this one to Portland, Oregon.
Oh, our buddy Clayton.
Clayton Johns, you're definitely missed up here in the tower. Heck, we got the feature on by 7:30 at night in Portland.
We almost had Clayton, I think. For the weekend, you were sick.
Oh, is that right?
And I texted him, I said, are you in Canada by any chance? And he was actually just at the airport and couldn't make it. But miss having Clayton Johns. He's living his dream in the hockey world out west.
And he hasn't reached the top of the ladder yet, but he's going to.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Hi to Jerry Angel, watching from the Chicken Coop in Vermilion Bay. I hope I don't make anyone out there feel like I used to feel watching Romper Room when they wouldn't call my name. Like, I'm sure if I could have lifted that TV, I'd have thrown it through the living room window.
I see Alan. Aaron.
Hey, guys, while we got a break in the action, just want to send a shout-out to Kurt Stiers and family here tonight. Kurt is back watching, and I want to say, Kurt, thank you for all the support you've always given us here in the Aero Express Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. Glad you could be with us here tonight. Of course, Jay Hill and Dan Anacoke from Burger Barn presenting tonight's version, and then we have the Nitro 54 version coming up later. But Aero Express has always been a constant here at the Speedway. Helped us build it into the show pace it is, and we can't thank Kurt enough for all his help, guys.
And it used to be a tradition of mine to look over into turn 2. There'd be a bonfire there, and Kurt Stiers sitting watching from Glenn's backyard.
Such an instrumental piece in the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals from the very beginning, and to see what it's grown into, just outstanding. So thank you, Kurt, and thank you to the entire Stiers family who allow us to play here every Friday night and couple of midweek shows every year. Thank you to the community, because it changes the whole facet here on Six Nations, and a lot more traffic, and it's cool to see, but it's tough on a community when many people come in.
It's an intrusion for sure.
Yeah,
and it's fairly loud, depending how close you are. So drivers are finishing getting strapped into these race machines. Look at the Chargers coming from the back. I do think that 0-1, Mikey Krutchka in that 0-1, if the bottom goes away, he'll be able to still make it work.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's time. Are you fans ready to start the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals? I want to hear a big Oshweekend roar. Are you ready? Help me count them on. We're going to call on the push trucks. Push trucks. 3, 2, 1. Bring them on. Let's get this show on the road.
Well, the delayed response down there by the push truck drivers, terrible reaction time. But they are on their way.
That reminded me of monster truck shows where they sit up off to the side and they call them out. And
Mike, our buddy Mike James from Eastbound Speedway in Newfoundland, he does a lot of monster truck shows. That'd be a high-energy event. I better pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we would do. We're more of the enduro monster enduro style.
Do you have a slower like Hot Wheels? Do they have Hot Wheels, monster Hot Wheels? I think I could do that. Johnny's pedaling his little butt off.
Field getting pushed off and ready to go. 35 laps, longer than any race we run all year, are these Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. A lot of things can change in 35 laps as well. A dominant driver early on can fade very quickly.
Oh, exactly. So, folks, if you're watching on the stream, let us know who you think's going to win. We want to hear your opinions. You know what? I'm going to stick with it. Ryan Conium in that 46. What a rebirth that would be. You know, he's got a very successful career, does Ryan Conium. But the racing has been a hobby for a long time now. Like when he was young, it seemed like it was a career. But that could really reignite his passion for the game.
This racetrack tonight, it reminds me of a certain night, probably one of the best sprint car races I've ever seen. I'm looking back to see what year it was. What year was this one?
When it was Brian Howland.
Brian Howland.
And who else was in that battle?
Brian Howland, Steve Poirier, and Parker Price Miller. That's right, Parker Price Miller, who was injured the other night at the Knoxville Nationals, and we wish him all the best. But that was a phenomenal night of racing, and that was back in 2015. And it was on a racetrack just like this. And Brian Howland came from deep. I believe he came from the B main to win that one.
It can be done, especially on a track like this.
Yep, started in the B main on that night, did Brian Howland. So if you say this track can't produce good racing, oh, it can. Especially you get through some lap traffic. You got drivers pedaling in different lanes.
We've got 30 cars in this one.
Yeah.
It's going to have some lap traffic. And 35 laps. That's a long time for these drivers to come and go.
Last third of the field getting pushed off. I want to thank everyone who's joined us here tonight. Great crowd, and hope you'll be back tomorrow night for the Pinty's 100, the first ever NASCAR Pinty Series race on dirt right here tomorrow night. Plus these 360 sprints, the Action Sprint Tour, which you already saw tonight. They'll be back as well. So make sure you join us tomorrow night. And thank you to everyone tuned in on G-Force TV tonight as well. Couldn't do what we do without you, the fans, and of course our great sponsors and supporters. Let's go down trackside, Clinton Jeffrey.
Yeah, I just want to mention another other great track supporters and the supporters who gets us through this season. Our friends at Fast Eddie, they've done a great job making us look good. We've got great crew uniforms. They took care of us with coats, sweaters, and everything we could imagine, and they can do the same thing for you. Check it out, Fast Eddie Speedwear. They got everything you need to make you guys look just as good as our G-Force crew does.
Well said, Clinton. These shirts they're nice. We look way better than we should.
Adam, I gotta say, that's the best you've ever looked in an announcing shirt in 20 years. I'm not even kidding.
It's a slimming design, so thank you, Jamie Hackinson, for the great work. Whoever came up with that design, it is much appreciated.
Well, I said, Adam's got issues. She said, I deal with Adam's issues. Don't worry about it. I'll make him look good, and she's done a bang-up job. Everybody at Fast Eddie has done a great job.
Adam's got issues.
Do we want to talk what those issues really are?
Well, where do you want to start?
You need more.
Omaha, that's where I'm going to start and end. Omaha.
They take more than a new crew shirt, let's just say that.
All right.
Is it chilly up there? Oh, that's enough said.
Oh, listen.
Wow.
I can't say much. You're not wrong. Dylan wants to give a shout out to Fabio Oliveri for being a great team owner. Also for having the best hair at Ohsweken Speedway.
Yes.
Backstretch wants the wave. Kyle Wirt, get it going. You start the wave, my friend.
All right, let's try in the backstretch. 1, 2, 3, start the wave. There we go. We got it with the sprint cars. All right, all the way around 4. We're coming to you next. We can build it up. Let's go. Turn 4, you're up.
We've got to get people working with the flashlight on their phone. Like, cover up the light on your phone and then take it so you could do a wave of light.
Let's do that, Adam. Everybody get out your phone, turn on your flashlights and point it at the drivers, and that'll be how we'll wave back at them. If you've been to a concert in the 70s, you used your lighter back then. We got new technology now.
Yep.
How about it? Let's see all those cell phones for the drivers as they come around and get ready to go for 35 and 10 large. Amazing job, Ohsweken.
Looking awesome. Light those phones up, folks. Looks like a swarm of lightning bugs on the back straightaway. Yeah, Clint, we got to work on this tomorrow. I think we could do a wave of cell phone lights.
There you go. That's a good one. They're going 4 wide, and we'll turn it over to Greg for the words we love to hear so much in the sprint cars. Is that 5 wide? We only do it here, Greg. Take it away.
Yeah, they're taking formation behind the Strickland's Chevrolet Pace truck. And here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for when they come on the front stretch this time by. Folks on the backstretch, wave these drivers on as we get ready for the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stand up on your feet, wave what you got, wave your phones, get those lights on, send these drivers on. The exchange rate's so bad in Canada, we got to go 5 wide and fancy for you, the fans. This is the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. All right, backstretch. It looks like they're going to hold it in place for you. Let's see it one more time. These 30 drivers are hungry for 10 grand to win. Show them you appreciate what they're about to do. Doug Leonard calls on the radio, tells the drivers to bring it back to the Strickland pace truck, and we'll get ready to go green flag racing here in just a moment.
"30 cars strong, 15 rows of 2. They take up a full straightaway here at the Big O, but once they get on the loud pedal, they're going to be stretched all the way around this place. One of the cooler shout-outs to Kevin Angel, who's watching from his truck in the middle of the Rocky Mountains.
All right, Ohsweken fans, the white flag has been displayed. Next time by, we're going green flag racing. 2x2, 15 rows of beautifully prepared sprint cars ready to come to life. Paulie Cola, Giovanni, Jordan Thomas on the front row. Strickland GMC pace truck pulls off on the backstretch. Dave Hunsinger with green flag in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show. Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation. They bumble, stumble, rumble down into corner 1, and it's Paulie Cola Giovanni streaking away down the backstretch.
Corey Turner with a big launch off of turn number 2. He'll pull alongside Ryan Conium to battle for that 3rd spot. Turner up to P3 on the opening lap.
Couple of cars up high off the banking. Jim Hoopinen fades back. Sean Evans as well in that. But out in front, it's all Paulie Cola Giovanni over Jordan Thomas and Corey Turner.
Cola Giovanni really diamonding off the turns. He lets the car drift up in the center of the turn, cuts it hard down to the bottom of the racetrack to go through the tacky stuff on the inside.
Down the backstretch they go. It's a big pack from 6th on back right now. The first battle in the top 5. Josh Hansen down to the inside of Ryan Conium.
Conium trying to work that race car 3/4 of the way up the track, but it looks like you got to get down towards the bottom, either on entry or on exit or all the way around if you can. Paulie Cola Giovanni about a straightaway back from encountering lap traffic. 2nd is Jordan Thomas. 3rd is Corey Turner.
Josh Hansen right now 4th. Ryan Conium 5th. Then you've got Stuart Friesen working the outside there on 3 and 4 in the 6th spot. Jake Brown and Mitch Brown there battling side by side themselves.
Slide job, Corey Turner over Jordan Thomas. Thomas going to try to cut back underneath the number 13, but Corey Turner is taking the 2nd spot.
Doing a nice job of that Petro Plus fuel stop number 13 as he works by Jordan Thomas, trying to reel in Paulie Cola Giovanni's caught the back of the pack.
Cola Giovanni's got to make the right decisions. He's got 3/4 of a straightaway over Corey Turner, but that can disappear in a heartbeat as Jordan Thomas looking to the inside of Turner. They'll drag race down the backstretch.
Good battle for that 2nd spot. All the while, Paulie Cola Giovanni now trying to get by Dale Goslin. He's got Jacob Dykstra right in front of him, and he is going to hit some very, very thick traffic here in a moment.
So far doing a nice job carving through that traffic, not making too many bad choices as they'll work up the racetrack. It's going to get hairy off of turn number 4 as Aaron Turkey up out of the groove.
Paulie Colagiovanni works by Jamie Turner, now by Sean Evans as he goes down the backstretch. Right now it's Corey Turner separating himself. He's in the second spot and catching the leader. Jordan Thomas third. And now Stuart Friesen has worked his way up into the fourth position. He's gotten by Ryan Conium.
Corey Turner is running his groove right now. He hasn't had to stray off an awful long way from the groove he'd like to be running anyhow. He's not really closing the gap on Colagiovanni, but he's not losing any ground. And Colagiovanni's got a tough move to make there. Wow! Threads the needle between McDeman and Holly Porter.
Impressive move there. He had to either do it or back out, and he decided, let's go. And he cuts through all that traffic, gets by DJ Christie, now closes in on Liam Martin. All the while, Corey Turner, 4 cars behind him.
Problem on the back straightaway is that John Burbridge who's peeled down to the infield.
Yeah, it looks like he's come to a stop down there. We stay green. 11 laps on the board for leader Paulie Colagiovanni, who rolls through corner number 3.
Now he's getting hung up just a little bit behind Jason Barney and Liam Martin. Corey Turner still has those 4 cars between himself and the race leader. He's trying to go between Aaron Turkey and McDeman. It gets pretty skinny back there. 3 wide down the backstretch for Turner.
Turner gets by now, works on the back end of the 5 machine of DJ Christie. Colagiovanni across the stripe. Turner right now in the second spot. Thomas is third. Friesen in fourth, closing on Thomas.
Liam Martin just came right across the nose of Colagiovanni out there. Paulie was looking to the inside of the 9 machine. Liam Martin came down across his front end. That's going to send Colagiovanni to the outside to make that pass.
Stuart Friesen is definitely closing in on Jordan Thomas for that 3rd position, and Thomas is not too far behind Corey Turner. So right now the guest driver for the Burger Barn race team, that Kingpin's Farm Machine, is having a nice run for himself.
Well, you had to think it would have a sporty setup. Ryan Turner looked good in the last Sprint Car Nationals, took home that $10,000 prize. Right now, Corey Turner, he's losing some of that advantage to Jordan Thomas. We're about to see a 3-car battle for the 2nd spot.
So it's Colagiovanni at the start-finish line just now. He gets by Corey Turner 2nd there, and Jordan Thomas in 3rd. Stuart Friesen in the 4th spot. And you've got to go back to Ryan Conium in 5th. He's quite a distance back right now.
Let's talk about Paulie Colagiovanni. His new crew chief for the last month or so has been Kevin Loveys, who worked for Glenn Steyer's Racing for a long time. You don't think Kevin Loveys wants to come back here and take home that trophy? Forget about the $10,000. He'll take the trophy.
And he knows this track very well, does Kevin Loveys. He's grown up here over the years and doing a great job out front is Paulie Colagiovanni with 3 cars stacked up in front of him, and one of those is Dylan Westbrook. That's a bit of a shocker, Adam.
Didn't see that one coming for sure as Colagiovanni works down to the inside of Bailey Hurd. And these are cars that are having a decent run.
Yeah, right now Westbrook running in the 11th spot, so Colagiovanni kind of doing what Mike Bowman did in the crate feature earlier on, lapping up now to the top 10.
I'm not sure if I believe that timing and scoring. Some of it looks right, but outside of the top 5, it looks a little suspect. I believe Dylan Westbrook is going to pull off into the pits in that 47X.
Yep, he's called it a night.
Straightaway advantage for Paulie Colagiovanni. Corey Turner still working through some heavy traffic. Stuart Friesen looking to the inside of Jordan Thomas for the 3rd spot.
So 21 laps on the board in this one so far, all green flag laps as they continue to log laps in this one here in the 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Burger Barn. Colagiovanni down to the inside of Mikey Krutchka right now in 1 and 2.
The longest, slowest slide job ever as Stuart Friesen goes around Jordan Thomas. Now Jordan Thomas going to get back to the inside. They'll race down the backstretch. They'll have to get around Glenn Steyer's in turn number 3. Still side by side, they race for 3rd.
Friesen pulls off at corner number 4, solidly in that 3rd spot. But here comes Thomas back down in corners 1 and 2. Got Steyer's down to the bottoms, kind of crowd Thomas up the racetrack.
That cost Jordan Thomas quite a bit of ground. He'll make the move on Glenn's tires there in turn number 3. Set his sights back on the 52 with Stuart Friesen. Meanwhile, Friesen closing in behind Corey Turner in that 13 machine.
25 laps on the board this time by, so 10 laps left to go for Paulie Colagiovanni. Still behind Mikey Krutchka. Not able to pass him just yet, but a good cushion over Corey Turner, who's got, what, like 6 cars, 7 cars? Sean Evans goes around.
Trouble up in 3 and 4 for Sean Evans as he loops that 87X. Yellow flag is out, and we will reset the field.
Well, we'll see what this caution flag will do with 10 laps left on the board in this one. I don't believe they will be taking that last lap when they cross the line. The caution had already come out. Friesen is back in the 3rd spot. Unless they did take that lap. If they do, then Friesen will go to the 2nd spot, but I thought when the caution flag came out, Corey was in that 2nd position. We'll wait and see.
Doug says they took the lap, Greg.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah, it was hard to tell. They were just coming, and Paulie was so far ahead, and I was watching Friesen and Turner cross the line, so Paulie was already a good distance ahead, so they did take the lap. 9 to go.
And at that point, it doesn't even matter. Corey, as long as someone gets up there to contend with Paulie Colagiovanni, that opens the door for other people to stay up there in the battle. What a race we saw. The green flag dropped. 26 laps of green flag action for these 360 sprints. Colagiovanni was carving through the field, making bold moves 3 wide. And then it kind of came to a standstill. He was marred behind Mikey Krutchka for the longest time. What's the last car on the lead lap, Greg?
The scoring is not right.
No, there was some challenges there.
Something's not right there. They still have Dylan Westbrook up just outside of the top 10, so definitely something wrong with the timing and scoring.
The Tana Colagiovanni, the race leader. Then it's Stuart Friesen in the 52. The 13 of Corey Turner. The 79 of Jordan Thomas. Ryan Conium still on the lead lap?
Yeah, everybody right now, Conium, Brown, I believe Poirier was still on the lead lap, was he not? I think it's somewhere around the Jake and the
it's
Jake Brown and Nick Sheridan.
And we'll apologize for that, folks. We're only as good as the timing and scoring we've gotten. There's been so much to watch at the front. Greg can't take it anymore. He's going into this. Don't do it, Greg. Don't go into the scorer's room. That may be the end of Greg Callan, folks. You don't walk into the scorer's room during a race. It's just bad things happen in there. Mikey Krutchka is the last car on the lead lap. So boy, oh boy, we've got more cars on the lead lap than I thought. Colagiovanni, Friesen, Corey Turner, Jordan Thomas, Ryan Conium round out the top 5. Mitch Brown is 6th in the 10. Josh Hansen is 7th in the 88. 8th is the 7 of Matt Farnham. 9th, the 28 of Jordan Poirier. 10th is the 45 of Nick Sheridan. 11th is the 20 of Braden Cooley. Tyler Rand, I think, is ahead of Mike Krutchka.
Well, Adam just wanted to make a mention. This is a double file restart, something we do not do here on a regular Friday. Special event, double single-file restart. Should be interesting here.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Tyler Rand and then Mikey Krutchka in the 0-1. So those are your lead lap cars. And that 26 laps of green flag racing, and there's still that many cars on the lead lap. That says a lot about the depth of this field.
So 9 laps left to settle it. Paulie Colagiovanni and Stuart Friesen bring us back to the green flag off of corner number 4. Friesen was charging towards the front. Does he have anything for Colagiovanni? Let's find out. Oh, he's got a run in 2.
Stu Friesen working up the high side of the racetrack. Colagiovanni down towards the bottom. Friesen will slide past the tail tank of Colagiovanni. Look to the inside towards turn 1.
Here he goes in the Kingpin Farms 52. Shows the nose down to the inside of Paulie Colagiovanni. They'll work down the backstretch. This time by it's going to be 28 on the board, and it's 7 left to go.
Corey Turner to the inside of Jordan Thomas. Slide job for that 3rd position.
Yeah, good battle between Corey Turner and Jordan Thomas. They've been around each other all night long. So we watch the battle for the lead. Friesen trying to work that outside line, get the run off of corner number 2.
Stu Friesen working through 3 and 4. He'll stay up the outside. Colagiovanni turns it down the hill. Gets a great run off of turn number 4.
Yeah, he really launched off of 4, just straight and steady, putting all the power to the track that he could, and he is still out in front. This time by 30 laps on the board. The big high five coming from Dave Hunsinger.
Stuart Friesen running what we call the slider line down across the slick and lets the cushion catch him, or the moist clay up on the outside catch him on the way up. Loses a bit of ground there in turn 2.
Mitch Brown having a good run right now inside the top 5. He just ahead of Nick Sheridan right now as Ryan Conium has faded a little bit.
That move is about to work for Stuart Friesen. It might be this time, folks. It might be this time. It might be next time. But watch Stuart Friesen take a big swing down into turn number 3. He's been timing it the last couple of laps. Not close enough to make it happen that time.
And all the while, it's going to be lap traffic right in front of the top 2. This could be the determining factor as well, because you can practice all the lines you want, but if that line's not open, you can't make it. And right now, Paulie gets by the lap car of Sean Evans.
Down into turn number 3, Friesen with a direct route towards the tail end with 2 laps to go of Paulie Colagiovanni.
Colagiovanni trying to run through that middle line. Jacob Dykstra is there. Can Stuart Friesen get the run again down in corner number 3? Here they come into the 3rd corner, coming to the white flag.
Stuart Friesen runs up a little higher than Colagiovanni. They work through 3 and 4. Friesen looking to get between the race leader and Glenn Steyer. Contact on the front stretch.
Oh my goodness, and somehow Friesen still going straight off the corner number 2. They go down the backstretch for the final time. Colagiovanni leads it into 3. Here comes Friesen with one more shot.
He drives it in deep to turn number 3. Slides up to the cushion. It'll be Paulie Colagiovanni. Friesen for 2nd. Corey Turner 3rd. What a race. The Burger Barn Sprint Car Nationals to Paulie Colagiovanni, holding off a ferocious charge from Stuart Friesen in the 52, surviving contact, Greg, on the last lap.
You can't say Stuart Friesen didn't put it all on the table, because he could have easily backed out of that move off of corner 4. He knew that was his chance, and he stuck it there anyway. It didn't work out, but kudos to Stuart Friesen, and kudos to Paulie Colagiovanni. Holds on for the win in a great performance by the 10C out of Cicero, New York.
There is going to be a happy Kevin Loveys in victory lane, the winning crew chief. Folks, Stuart Friesen did not mail that one in. You can tell the difference between a racer who races for a paycheck and one who races to win.
Yeah, that was a bold move off of corner number 4, and the fact that they both made it out of their touched wheels right up against the wall at the start-finish line, and both made it around to see the checkered flag. Bold move for Stuart Friesen as the top 3 will go down to Quick Wick Firestarter victory lane and talk with our Clinton Jeffrey. Just waiting for Paulie Colagiovanni to make his way over from the pit area.
And how about Jay Hill? Congratulations, 2 Burger Barn cars on the podium in the top 3. Maybe not in the order he would have liked, but an impressive showing. by a couple of cars prepared 5 minutes down the road, where I'll be having breakfast tomorrow, Greg. Did I mention that?
If you're hungry by then, that was a lot of food tonight. So we'll just wait for Paulie Colagiovanni to make his way over from the pit area. What a dominant performance for him tonight. Stuart Friesen made it interesting in the end. As Lone Wolf Fireworks help us celebrate here tonight. They're over on Highway 54 in Middleport. Check them out if you're looking for some fireworks for your next celebration. Lone Wolf Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of Ohsweken Speedway.
And we wait for Colagiovanni to clear the scale area. Make sure he made minimum weight. Love it, fans, that you're sticking around for the fireworks, sticking around to celebrate a hard-earned victory by a driver who made the long tow up from Cicero, New York, about 5 hours to haul up here and compete at the Big O.
Don't forget, plenty going on over in the pit area after the races tonight, so we invite you to come on over and celebrate. I know Derek Miller will be over there performing tonight, as Clinton mentioned. Here he comes. Off of corner number 3 out of the pit area, Paulie Colagiovanni, driver out of Cicero, New York, will pick up his first ever Canadian Sprint Car Nationals win and makes a big statement heading into September, when I expect we'll have a larger car count on the traditional weekend of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, and a few more names will be showing up. And I think Paulie's just made it known that he is a definite contender to win in September. So Paulie pulls down a quick fire starter victory lane. Let's send it down to our Clinton Jeffrey.
Well, he's made the scale. He climbs out the first time he's ever got it done. The 17th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals is going to go to Paulie Colagiovanni. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. How about it for your Canadian Sprint Car Nationals winner, Paulie Colagiovanni. Also picks up the Knights of Thunder Swords. It's a tour event for them, too. Paulie, what does it mean to get it done here at Ohsweken? You've been coming for a while. Turn that one out so we can get a shot of that. You've been coming for a while. You got it done, man. Congrats.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the past couple of years we've been coming here, we've just been struggling with a little bit of setup, but we got Kevin Lovey's on our team, and this car is just sticking anywhere I want it. I can put it on the bottom, the top, and the car is phenomenal.
Let's talk about the drive there. Stuart Friesen made it after the restart. Did you see him?
I heard him. I definitely heard him, but I wasn't sure where he was going, and my bad for nipping him coming out of 4. But I was just trying to make the track as wide as possible, and I didn't really know where he was running in 1 and 2. I think I was slowing myself up a little bit on the bottom, but all in all, it was a good race.
Right on. Paulie Colagiovanni gets the win. We'll get over here and talk to Stuart Friesen, second place tonight. Well, Stuart, you almost got it done. Paulie says he's apologized for nipping you in the wall there. You guys had some close racing there. You were taking an unconventional line, but it almost works, Stu.
Yeah, I was just trying to stay in clean air, and we got that caution. I went, okay, I got a shot, and just hung a little bit off of 2, and he was able to shoot back in front. But pretty cool. 2 guys that grew up in the Doug Emery School of Racing here, 1-2. Got to thank James Hill and the whole Burger Barn team. Just a pleasure to work with these guys. A lot of fun. Great group of guys, Jamie Turner and his whole family. Cool to race with the Turners and Friesens back together again, which is neat. And big thanks to Jess at home for sending the playbook over and coaching us from the upper deck. So appreciate it, babe. And sorry.
Let me be the first to say welcome back home, Stu. Stuart Friesen, Canadian Sun, back here getting it done. One of our local guys, Corey Turner. Corey, hey, man, great deal for you and your teammate tonight, Stuart Friesen and Jay at the Burger Barn Sprint Car Nationals. I know you'd like to be in position number 1, but second and third is pretty good for your team.
Yeah, second and third is excellent. These guys absolutely thrashed all week, building through a car, and they thrashed all night on this car, and I really got to thank Jay and Celeste and their family. It's awesome to have them here tonight with a 2-3. Jay mentioned to me 2 weeks ago he'd love to see both these cars on the podium, so I'm glad we were able to make that happen for him. Got to thank David Swain's with us tonight from Mobile One, so it's awesome to have him and his family with us, and Pesky Penguin, Burger Barn, Petro Plus. Make sure you support the people that support us. Stop out there tomorrow, grab some food. And I really got to thank my crew. They've spent about the last 6 days in the shop. Just phenomenal. I couldn't ask for a better group of guys, and I'm super blessed to have the owners we have and the crew we have. So we'll be back at it tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night's $5,000 to win, courtesy of Core Pack Merchandising. They threw in an extra $2,000. How about it for Corey Turner, Stu Friesen, and Paulie Colagiovanni, your top 3 here in the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals, presented by Burger Barn. Guys, take us home. We got another big night tomorrow.
Well, a couple of dominant performances, but when it came down to the end, they turned out to be good finishes.
And that's why you got to stick around. You got to stay for the whole race. Compliments to Zigger Van Tile on a beautiful racetrack. As I sit here and look down at turns 1 and 2, and you look at where the rubber went down, these drivers had a lot to work with here tonight, and that's all we can ask for. Hard, clean racing. I mean, fantastic. The only reason we had one on its side in the crate sprint was because he spun out and someone collected him and tipped him over, but we didn't have a it's been a great year for not having big wrecks, but having very exciting racing.
Yeah, good night overall, and don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be right back here with the Pinty's 100. Of course, these 360 sprints and the Action Sprint Tour back tomorrow night as well, so make sure if you're tuned in to G-Force, make sure you get yourself here to Ohsweken Speedway. Yeah, we'll have the sprint cars here on G-Force tomorrow night and catch NASCAR on Flow and TSN, but definitely great chance to come out tomorrow night and see what Ohsweken Speedway is all about.
Oh, for sure. Make the trip out. There's nothing like seeing it, feeling it, smelling it. Folks, have a fantastic night. The party is going to be going on well into the wee hours of the morning, back in the pits, live music, entertainment, and a whole bunch of socializing.
So that will wrap it up. On behalf of the Stires family, all the officials and staff, and on behalf of Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross, I'm Greg Kellman.
I got one more thing to do here. We got the Gartley Award, and do we know who gets that award? We're trying to figure that out.
Well, the challenge we had, Clint, was that scoring was not accurate for us following the Race Monitor scoring, so we might have to give out that award tomorrow.
Yeah, we got the Gartley family here, and, in memory of your dad liked the little guy, so we're going to get the scoring sorted out and figured out, but how cool is it that you guys are giving money? You don't have to do that, but the guys certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, my dad always loved to watch the guy come from the back, right? He wasn't so big on the high money guy like the Donnie Schatz type, so pretty cool deal, and my brother was one of those guys too, so it's great that you and Tommy let us do this, and we really appreciate it.
No, we appreciate everything you guys do. We'll make sure the money gets the right person. We'll bring them down front tomorrow, make sure we get the rights for your dad. Thank to the Gartley family. Guys, now we can take it home. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll wrap things up here on G-Force TV. We'll be right back tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in. Thanks on behalf of Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross. I'm Greg Kellman saying so long on G-Force TV. Copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.